Hey, what's going on, wrestling fans? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Welcome back to another edition of the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast. And we are doing a Monday Night Raw live watch along right here on this channel. All right. So, special shout out to everybody listening across different YouTube channels. I'm going to go ahead and put the link for the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast inside of the description and the comments. So if you want to join the channel, please click on the link and you can subscribe to the channel here. This is the first time we've done this in quite some time. So I put it across several different platforms. So this is going to be a one night only thing, for the exception of if you subscribe to the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast, where we're going to be doing this every week from going forward. But special shout out to everybody that's chiming in. If you are not a wrestling fan, I know some of you are probably watching this on a sports channel, but this is for WWE and wrestling fans on tonight, the live watch along. We got a women's tag team championship match going on. We got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky taking on the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, to kick off Monday Night Raw on Netflix. All right, it's their second year. Going into year number 2 on Netflix, and they're celebrating tonight. Got some big time matchups. You got the tag team championship, women tag team championship on the line. You got the women's Intercontinental Championship. You got Becky Lynch against Maxxine Dupri, and of course the main event of the night, CM Punk putting his World Heavyweight Championship on the line against the young upstart Bron Breakker. Will Bron Breakker become the World Heavyweight Champion at just 27 years old? We'll find out. But special shout out to everybody that's watching this right now. Special shout out to everyone that is a WWE fan. On top of doing sports, I've been a huge wrestling fan my entire life, man. I mean, I probably go back as far as, I don't know, NWA, AWA. I probably have more wrestling memories than football memories, man. My uncles introduced me to wrestling when I was at a young age, man. I can just remember sitting on the floor watching those wrestling events, man. And it's something I still do to this day, man. So it's gonna be a good Monday Night Raw. I hope. A lot of things going on. They're on a commercial break. But once again, I put the link for the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast inside of the comments. So click on that if you have not subscribed to the channel yet. It's a little different type of vibe. I talk a little bit about some wrestling topics, a certain wrestler, and we're going to start doing these watch-alongs now that, the football season has died down, and I can kind of tap into WWE once again, man. So special shout out to Jerry. Special shout out to Chosen. Shouts out to the Know Your Chop podcast. Appreciate it. And also to everybody else that is checking this out right now. Really do appreciate it if you're not in the comments. But once again, this is a live watch along. We got the women's tag team championships on Monday Night Raw. We got the Kabuki Warriors taking on the tag team of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Of course, we know Io Sky has had some issues with the Kabuki Warriors for quite some time. She was a part of the group until they turned on her, and she aligned with Rhea Ripley after their amazing triple threat match alongside Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. So a lot of different storylines coming up, and we know that in January, that's when everything just starts to kind of heat up a little bit as they get closer to WrestleMania. But one of my favorite events is the Royal Rumble. That's going to be at the end of January, man. So that's one of my favorite events right there. I've been watching that for a long time, man, and I watched several different events, but I don't think anything is like the Royal Rumble, man. It just brings on a change. It's a way for a lot of young wrestlers to be introduced to the world, and we know about a lot of the stories about certain young wrestlers. It started by winning the Royal Rumble, man. But back to the show, we got the tag team match still going on in the ring. We got Rhea Ripley and Asuka in the ring right now, exchanging blows. All right, nice knee to the face, and Rhea Ripley just out of the ring. Asuka. Oh, man, nobody's home there. Then we got, like I said, man, Rhea Ripley, they didn't kind of calm down a little bit, man, but I can understand why, man. You look at Rhea Ripley, she just looks, dominant, right? And so I think they kind of pushed her to the side so they can kind of, create different competitors for her to face down the line. But we all know that Rhea Ripley is probably the best wrestler among women in the WWE. Her and Io Sky. Ironically, they're on the same team tonight. But we got some Bush League tactics here by the Kabuki Warriors out here, going at it with the crowd. Rhea Ripley tried to hit the little somersault outside the ring, went back first. Know that gotta hurt. But anyway, Jessica Carr is the referee. Yes, I know the referee's name as well. That's how much I know wrestling. But anyway, here we go. Good tag team work right there. Kairi Sane got a little head scissors going on. Little tarantula taking us back to Tajiri right here. That's classic right there. Y'all remember Tajiri, man, used to do that, but he used to grab the arms, man, do the tarantula. But Kairi Sane, little phenomenal forearm right there, man. Little homage to AJ Styles. Kick out. Who y'all think gonna win this match? Who y'all think? Y'all think the Kabuki Warriors are gonna retain, or do y'all feel like they're gonna try to start 2026 off with a shocking tag team victory? I don't know, man. The Kabuki Warriors seem like they just got these tag team championships, so I don't see a reason why they should relinquish them right now. Especially, you can tell WWE is trying to put a little bit more prestige into these tag team championships, man. You done had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and I mean, so many main event women have been trying to go after these tag team championships. So I just think that is WWE's way of trying to bring credibility to this tag team division here. So hopefully, like one day they can actually get some formidable tag teams in a women's division. But I mean, it seems like tag team wrestling is kind of got a little cold in WWE. All right, really good fall away slam right there, man. Remind me of old Razor Ramon. And here we go, a hot tag to Io Sky into the ring. In comes Asuka. Clothesline. Another clothesline. All right. Sling blade right there. I like Io Sky, man. I think that she's a really good wrestler. I think very, very underrated. But she's had some really good matches, man. I remember that Evolution main event, her and Rhea Ripley, man. They tore the house down. And Genius of the Sky. Drop kick right there. Sit up. Front flip. See what y'all got to say, man. Y'all got any favorite wrestlers? Who y'all liking right now? Who y'all liking? I'm glad they got my boy Austin Theory back on TV, man. I like Austin Theory. I don't know what happened with Austin. I don't know if they just kind of cooled him down because he was affiliated with Vince McMahon. We all know about the whole Vince McMahon scandal. So maybe they just tried to kind of cool him off a little bit because he was Vince McMahon's boy. But I just hope that this isn't like one of those situations where they just put him in a faction so he can just be like the Punk and take the pins, man. Because dude is really a talented athlete, man. Dude should have been world champion by now. But anyway, TJ, Jeremiah Love, and Jordan Tyson at 8, and why? Who you think will be impactful week 1? Young Nola, I will answer that question on the State of the Saints podcast, man. But we're going to try to keep it wrestling here tonight, all right? I promise you, those that are watching, here on the State of the Saints, I'll answer your Saints questions on the next episode, man. I'll make sure that I save that so that I start the show off answering Young Nola's question. But we're going to keep it strictly wrestling, man. So, all right, says she's very athletic. Yeah, I mean, super athletic. And then on top of that, man, she's a really good performer too. She sells really well. Her moves are like really crisp. A top rope aerial maneuvers are really, on point. So, I mean, my favorite woman's wrestler is Bianca Belair. Her and Rhea Ripley. I just think that they're the two best wrestlers, in the world. I just think that Bianca Belair, I mean, she's in a class all by herself. I think that the WWE honestly could make her like the female Shawn Michaels when it comes to WrestleMania or whatever. Because I mean, she puts on a show every single time that she has been a part of a high profile match at WrestleMania, from the time when she was with Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. She has put on some really good top notch matches, man. Let's see, rooting for Trick Willie. Yeah, man. Trick Williams over on SmackDown now, moving over from the NXT TNA brand. He is really carved out a lane for himself, man. He started off kind of like in the shadow of Carmelo Hayes, kind of like his hype man, and then he kind of emerged. And I think that they'll probably try to push Trick before they push Carmelo. I think that Trick has that charisma, but he also has the size. I think that is something that's hurting Carmelo Hayes. I think that Carmelo Hayes is a little bit on the smaller side. So I think that kind of, affects the way that WWE tries to push him, because I guess, they wanted to, if you want to be like the top guy, they wanted to look, believable. I just think that Carmelo kind of, hasn't really gotten that push. I mean, he's the United States champion now, but I think a lot of what he went through to get to that United States championship had a lot to do with his size. But I think they'll probably push Trick Williams. I mean, the fact that he came out there and went face to face with Sami Zayn on Friday night, man, you can tell they got big plans for him. And then I'm glad, because, I mean, I think that he has a lot to offer. I think he ended up like doing everything that he could in NXT. They were kind of like just had him just floating around TNA and stuff like that. And then his fiance Lash Legend, she's on SmackDown too. She's been on there for a while, so I think that had a lot to do with it as well. My favorite is Roman Reigns. Yeah, man, I think a lot of people like the OTC. I think some people may not like the whole 4-year title reign, but I think that it brought prestige and it made the WWE Championship matter a lot more. The fact that you don't see it changing hands all the time. Now it's like you look at some of the world champions, man. I mean, the only 2 guys who have been champion in the last 6 years, well, 3 guys, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns, right? So I just think that it brings like prestige and credibility to the WWE Championship. I think the World Heavyweight Championship needs to be able to get like a little long title reign. I think Gunther did a good job, though. All right, so here we go. Rhea Ripley getting the hot tag. So here we go. It's a clothesline. Miss. Shot to the gut. Knee to the face. Kairi Sane misses. Gets caught. And a shot to the face. Man. I don't see how they can like just pull back those kicks like that and make it look all, just so violent. Kick to the face. It's been a while since Rhea Ripley has like performed on television, though, man. I think she like I don't know if she was dealing with an injury or they just kind of just kept off television for a while. I don't know. Says growing up, my favorite male wrestler was Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, I mean, my favorite wrestler of all time is Eddie Guerrero. Man, that was a hell of a razor's edge. But yeah, man, my favorite wrestler was Eddie Guerrero, and I was a Kurt Angle guy. I'm real big on technical wrestlers, like Bret the Hitman Hart. I like, even though people like Stone Cold Steve Austin, I liked him when he was stunning Steve Austin when he was in WCW back in the day in the early 90s when I was growing up as a kid. But I've always been a fan of the technical wrestling style, man. It's just something about guys just up in there, in-ring technicians, selling facial expressions, all that stuff really matters, man. But of course, you have to throw Shawn Michaels in there, the greatest performer of all time, no doubt about it. All right, so here we go. Well, Rhea Ripley gets shoved into Io Sky. Man, code breaker by Asuka. So here we go. Kairi Sane rolling over. Cover 1, 2, and a kick out by Rhea Ripley. Almost had her. But you're not gonna pin Rhea Ripley like that, man. She get that Cody Rhodes, John Cena treatment. She got at least kick out the finishing move one time. On the women's side, Trish Stratus and Chyna and Jade Cargill. Yeah, I mean, Trish Stratus, she was a pioneer during her time. Like her and Lita kind of drove the women division. Most of the other women that was on the show with them was just a bunch of models. It seemed like Trish and Lita kind of took wrestling more serious during that time of the Attitude Era. I just think that you know, they kind of push that. But, you know, I like Bianca Belair. If we want to talk about like going throwback with it, man, you know, I like Trish Stratus and Lita, man. Lita was cool, man. You know, Lita go up in there and she be like hitting those moonsaults and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. And don't forget about Jacqueline, man. When she was Sweet Georgia Brown, when she was a manager, she used to be body slamming guys outside the ring. Yeah, so shouts out to Jacqueline too, man. I got to give us some credit too. Says I love Jade coming into her own now. Yeah, I think that, you know, her being the women's champion, you know, I think that it looks right. You know, that's one thing about it. I mean, she's just so, you know, she's just, you know, so eye popping, you know what I'm saying? Eye catching, if you will. Like, so it's like when you see her, man, you see her with the championship, it just looks right. But I just hope that she gets a little bit better in the ring, man. I've heard like 2 women that she was wrestling with end up getting hurt. I think B-Fab was wrestling with her on a tour, and she ended up getting injured. And then Mia Yim, who she was having a feud with, had to end up getting pulled from an event too because she had a concussion wrestling Jade. And I don't want her to get that reputation because y'all know how they be doing Nia Jax. You know, I have not watched wrestling since Hulk Hogan. Man, I mean, what Hulk Hogan we talking about here, man? Because, you know, Hulk Hogan, 80s Hulk Hogan, 90s NWO Hulk Hogan, or we talking about like late 2000 Hulk Hogan when he came back to WWE and fought The Rock? What are we talking about? I mean, that can be any era. TJ, my wild prediction, I believe they are going to try to interfere with the match with Chase and Bron Breakker to be at for not letting him be in his own, man, proving he can win on his own. You know, I don't know, man. I don't see no reason why they should take the belt off CM Punk. I mean, he hasn't really done anything with the championship. So, I mean, I think the best way that you can get out of it, I do agree, Chosen. You got to have some type of, we have new tag team champions. So they really did pull the trigger. Wow. So I don't know, man. I guess they want to start 2026 off with a bang. New women's tag team champions, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, man. Wow. But I do think they're gonna have some funny stuff go on for the main event. You gotta keep Bron Breakker strong, but you know, you might not want to take the belt off. Now you don't want to take the belt off of CM Punk, so you gotta probably have to have some type of interference. I mean, keep in mind, man, there are reports to saying that Chris Jericho signed a deal with WWE. So if Chris Jericho comes, who knows, man? Maybe he'll come in and interfere. Question, TJ, you came up in a golden era of wrestling, like the mid-90s and mid-2000s. Did I feel like social media killed the mystique of wrestling? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Alfred. It's just the fact that kayfabe no longer exists. You know, like, man, you know that these wrestlers, you know, are friends. They hang out with each other. Heels hanging out with baby faces. I mean, it does. You know, back in the days, you know, they kept that stuff under wraps, man. You didn't see babyface good guy wrestlers. For those that don't know, a babyface is a good guy wrestler. A heel is a bad guy wrestler. But anyway, they didn't have the baby faces and the heels dressing together. They didn't ride together. They, you know, if they was in the same place, you know, like, you know, they'll be scowling each other like they about to get ready to fight, or one of them would leave. Like, I can't even be in the same room. But, you know, social media has killed that. They have totally killed that. But I mean, I guess that's just the way things are, man. I mean, I guess, you know, you got a lot of young kids who still probably, you know, feel some of the things that they're actually seeing are, you know, are real. But, you know, but as adults, man, I think we all kind of understand that it's sports entertainment at the end of the day. Eddie Guerrero, definitely my favorite. So unique with the low rider. Yeah, man. I mean, Eddie Guerrero, what's the matter, buddy? I'm talking to my son right now. What's on?
I thought there was somebody at our door. There were, yeah. But they were just knocking. But every time I hear knocking, I open the door. And when there's nobody there, it goes on and does it again. And I open the door when no one's there.
Maybe because that's you knocking on the door. Maybe you knocking on a wall. But anyway, man, shouts out to everybody watching this right now. I got my boy up in here. He watching wrestling too, man. Before he needs to go to bed, which is right about now. All right, so you want to come over here and tell everybody good nights because you got school tomorrow, so you can say hey to everybody. You gonna say hello?
Hi.
All right, tell them to enjoy the show. As y'all can see my shoes, and they following my boy out the room. The camera start following you.
Let me know the winners.
All right, go ahead. I say he about to show y'all the whole room. Got my shoe collection in the background. Nah, no. he about to show off everything. Got my shoes showing. And got my whole shoe collection over there, man. Shoe. But anyway, man, shouts out to everybody who watching this right now. Fact, I'm about to show y'all the whole room, man. Shoot, let me show you how my daddy living. But anyway, rolling down, say I think it's gonna be Randy versus Cody at WrestleMania Royal Rumble. Yeah, that seems like that's the most logical matchup. I'm wondering if they're gonna hold that off to WrestleMania or not. Because I mean, Randy hasn't been around for a while. So I don't know, man. I don't like when we're talking about the Royal Rumble, I don't think Bron Breakker needs to win the Royal Rumble. You know, even though it's probably if he doesn't win tonight, they're probably going to end up doing that. I don't feel like he has to. But if not, you know, I mean, that could be opportunity. I know it seemed like you digging in a craze, but you know, Randy Orton is at the twilight of his career. He's at the twilight of his career. So who knows, man? They might try to make a retirement tour for him. Because he talks about he doesn't want to wrestle that much longer. So why Gringo celebrating WWE collaboration Stranger Things is trash series in Wokes. Man, look, I can't do it, man, because I'm a Stranger Things guy, man. I like Stranger Things, man. Like that's my show right there. Now, some people have had like some problems with, especially the last season. They feel like they were doing a little bit of virtual signaling or whatever. But I don't know, man. I just enjoy the show. I just take it for what it is. I don't, you know, I think it's a good show. It's like one of my favorite shows, man. One of my favorite shows. That and Power Force, man. I'm upset that they about to take that show off the TV, man. Tommy Egan, man. The best character in the Power universe. Let's see. Turn Randy heel though. It's been a minute. I think they're gonna go that route because you remember, young Noel, if you remember, they fought at a PLE as they call them, and you know I think it was King of the Ring. Yeah, it was King of the Ring. They wrestled at King of the Ring finals, and you remember they told the story where Randy wanted to keep it clean in the ring, and you know he ended up like exposing the turnbuckle, and he ended up getting shoved into it. So they didn't really do anything after that. So I'm just wondering, like, are they gonna like pull the trigger? Because you remember when Cody won the match, you had Randy that was kind of looking over his shoulder, like kind of scowling a little bit, like he was all happy and hugged him and stuff. But when he left, it like he was gonna stab him in the back eventually. So maybe that's what they're doing. As we see Gunther coming out to the ring. Now, if we're talking about right now, one of my favorite wrestlers that's doing it right now is Gunther. Austin Theory is my guy. Gunther is the man. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like just the epitome of catches can style wrestling right here, man. The man can wrestle a broomstick and put on a 5-star classic. And as we know, he retired John Cena, so he in complete a-hole mode. So he comes out here with the t-shirt on. You can tell he really just loves like what he's doing right now. Like he just loves being the bad guy. But man, he's the man though, man. I mean, did y'all see some of these pictures that of Gunther, like what he used to look like? Man, how much weight this dude done lost, man. The discipline. I mean, he was good when he was, a super heavyweight. Should be even better now. Let's see. I have a conspiracy theory question, TJ. Do you believe the rumors that Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero was lovers because they found the letter of Chris saying that he can't do life no more without him? Man, I don't think they were lovers. Okay, I want to make that clear. All right. Outside of the egregious act that homie did, I'm talking Benoit. He was a really good wrestler in the ring, right? I'm talking about in the ring as a human being, garbage. All right. I mean, just despicable. But in the ring, he was the man. And they spent so much time together. Like if you watch like some of those documentaries, Alfred, they used to talk about how Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, like they were like known as what they call each other role wives or whatever. They rolled together. They were in New Japan, ECW together, WCW together. So in the midst of that, man, you spend more time with those guys than you do your own family. And I just think that they just got they was like really, really close. That was his best friend. And man, sometimes people don't take loss, that easy, and it's unfortunate, when Eddie Guerrero passed away, it was so sudden. I mean, we all know, Eddie was getting ready to perform. I think his last match was against Mr. Kennedy. And I mean, he was on the road, man, going to a house show and died in a hotel room in Minnesota. So, I mean, it was so shocking. I mean, I can remember where I was when Eddie Guerrero died. I'll never forget it. I was in college. I was a junior at Jackson State. And I can remember like being in the library. I was typing up this report. And, man, I was in the library for so many hours. And then all of a sudden, I was like, man, I just need to like kind of decompress for a minute. So I just clicked on like WWE website to check it out. And the first thing I saw was like Eddie Guerrero, 1969 to 2005. I mean, I literally saved my work and left the library, man, because I was like so in shock and I was hurt because, like I said, Eddie Guerrero was my favorite wrestler, man, from the time when he was in WCW, when he was having them feuds with Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc, him and Rey Mysterio, the opening match. That's my favorite match of all time. But to answer your question, I don't think they were lovers. I don't think they were lovers. I just think that they were really, really good friends. And he just took it hard. He took it hard that his best friend died unexpectedly. And he probably knew Chris Benoit more than Nancy did, right? I mean, Benoit's wife. So you spend that much time together, that's your best friend. So I just think that he took it hard, man. And on top of that, we hear about all these stories about how he had like severe brain damage and, major CTE. Man, you add all that. And then on top of that, taking antibiotic steroids. It wasn't, I mean, it just was a recipe for disaster, man. But I don't think they were lovers. I just think they were really good friends. And he just took it hard and just snapped. There's no way Chris Benoit did it. I don't believe he did it. Something was fishy. I've heard conspiracy theories too, Dalton. I've heard like what they say Kevin Sullivan did it because for those that don't know, Kevin Sullivan was dating Nancy, who was Chris Benoit's wife. There was a angle. Kevin Sullivan was what you call the booker. He was the one that was organizing the matches. For those that don't know what that means, so in WCW he was the booker, Kevin Sullivan, and he ended up like creating this storyline where Chris Benoit and Kevin Sullivan's then, I want to say his wife or girlfriend, like he put them together. So in the process of him putting them together in storyline, they end up like hanging out with each other and falling in love with each other. So there's a joke that goes around that says Kevin Sullivan like booked his own divorce. Okay, so it was his wife. He said he booked his own divorce because he put Chris Benoit with his wife and they end up falling in love or whatever. But they ended up having this big feud because of it. But we'll get into that after this Gunther promo. And he just out here milking it, man. He's out here milking it. He getting that Dom Mysterio treatment. He can't even talk. They're not going to let him talk. I don't even know why he's trying to talk. We'll turn it up a little bit. Now they're saying you tapped out, dating back to WrestleMania when Jey Uso beat him for the championship, made him tap out. Now they saying you tapped out too. John Cena tapped out in his career, by the way.
That made John Cena tap out like a little.
That was happening. So here comes AJ Styles. So we see last week made sense. You remember they just lost the tag team championships to the Usos, and now you got AJ Styles going back to being a singles wrestler. So it makes sense that they took the tag team titles off Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. And you can tell they was going to have some beef when Gunther walked out. AJ Styles was over by his car. So let's see what AJ Styles got to say. These are Better Good Blackberry sparkling water, by the way. Sparkling water, I love it, man. So y'all can get these from your local Walmart. All right, so
You are here to tell me about respect, AJ. You are punching above your weight. You and I both know.
You're not gonna let AJ talk.
Right now. And that includes you.
Well, he ain't lying. He is the best wrestler in the company, in my opinion.
John Cena tap out like a little. You know what, AJ?
Let's see. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to like Gunther. Might even make him a tag team partner on the game. Is always that one villain. Yeah, he's a great villain. He just has that like James Bond villain look going for himself. Man, talking about AJ like he a scrub or something. Wait a minute, AJ. There you go. Hey, slap him in the face. Slap him in the face. You talking to AJ like he around this thing like he the Brooklyn Brawler or something, man. I don't know. No, man, shoot. Great in-ring performer. And that kind of fell short. What y'all thought about that segment? It kind of fell short. I don't know if it is awkward. Like that was weird, man. I don't know if somebody didn't do something, forgot to do something. But you can tell they wanted that last line by AJ to register, but the crowd like talked all over it. So it just kind of fell short. What y'all thought about that? Yeah, man. Right, man. I guess they just setting it up, man. I see TJ be on Madden. Man, I be on Madden sometimes, I'll be on Madden sometimes. I don't really play the game as much. And a lot of the games that I play, now that Paxton is getting into video games, we be on some Fall Guys, Roblox type stuff. That's the games he like to play. He hasn't really mastered like the controls yet to play college football. Like we were playing one time, and I was beating him pretty bad, and I was like, man, we need to work on this. But a lot of the games, like he loves Fall Guys, he loves Roblox, and You know, he likes like all those. If you have an Xbox, then you know that like you can get like a Game Pass where you can have all these different games. So I mean, they got all type of kid games on there that he loves. So he just pulled Gunther whole card for real, man. Like, but I think that last line was supposed to hit a little bit more than it did, Chosen. Yeah, I just think that segment kind of fell short because of it. Wow, I can't wait to see. Let's say I play Roblox. My favorite is work at the piece. I mean, like he likes that, man. He likes those type of games, man. He just started to like get into video games. So I said we got a lot of the games that he have is pretty simple. You know, you press, you know, the letter come up on the screen or the symbol come up on the screen, you know, just to kind of get them like acclimated with the controls. Jeremiah Love on college football 26 is a demon. Yeah, he is, man. Him and Ryan Williams. Him and Ryan Williams are. What y'all thinking about Monday Night Raw so far, man? Look like we're about to have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match coming up. Maxxine Dupri versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch right now, she's in a like develop wrestler phase right now. So I don't see no reason why they should take the belt off Maxxine Dupri, but we're getting into WrestleMania season. So I can understand if Becky Lynch wins the championship again tonight. And if she doesn't, it's probably going to be because AJ Lee probably interfered or something like that. It's going to have to be something in dealings with AJ Lee. But the reason why I'm feeling like she should win tonight is because if she does win, then we're talking about going into WrestleMania with AJ Lee against Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And that'll be a way where you can actually take the belt off Becky and put it on AJ Lee. So I think that you're probably going to see a title change right now. I think you're going to see a title change. Because, I mean, that seemed like that makes sense. Because you probably the next time you're going to see AJ Lee is going to be at WrestleMania, and they probably going to be battling for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Just makes more sense. No disrespect to Maxxine. I seen her have a decent match the other week with Ivy Nile. I think that was last week, but man, she not that main eventer yet. I think that you know, she got a whole miracle kid thing going. So, you know, she's like the underdog. So I think that's the type of character that WWE wants to make her, like a woman Sami Zayn. I can't wait to see CM Punk and Bron Breakker. I assume that's who you're talking about, Wiz. Says, I like the setup around the ring. Let's see. You know, I've been added you. Says Bianca Belair wins Women's Royal Rumble match and face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. Yeah. I mean, does she have to win? Does she have to win the Royal Rumble? Because to me, I just think, man, I think that when it comes to the Royal Rumble, all right. I mean, it's just me. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like the Royal Rumble should be designed for a young upstart, right? Just think about like this thing with some of the wrestlers like that have won the Royal Rumble is always like to start to catapult them to superstardom, right? Like, you know, you had like different years where you'll probably have like a Randy Orton or John Cena win it again or Seth Rollins. You get what I'm saying? But I just think that if you look around, who would benefit from women winning the Women's Royal Rumble? Like Bianca Belair can easily like just get into the Elimination Chamber, or they can have a tournament, you know, to determine who's going to face Jade Cargill. If the person that wins the Rumble ends up challenging, I don't know, Stephanie Becker for the World Championship, but I don't know. I don't think Bianca Belair needs to win. I think if they were to put Bianca Belair in the Royal Rumble, I just think that would take away from somebody that honestly would need the Royal Rumble rub. Like Bianca don't need it. Like Bianca at a point where she can just come out here and, you know what I'm saying, say something to Jade Cargill and that match could be official. Like she on some Charlotte Flair treatment, you know? So I don't think WWE needs to take the Royal Rumble victory away from a woman that can, you know, possibly put on a decent match. But the question is, which woman has been hot enough, right? Who has been hot enough for them to put in that spot where if they was to go for the Women's World Championship, people actually care about it? That's the question. Like, who can they put as the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble that you can put in that spot that you can be like, okay, people understand it'll be a knockout, drag out match, right? I mean, you can tell they wanted to have like Julia to kind of do what Stephanie Becker is doing, but it just has not panned out on over there. Yeah, that's a good one. Who that? Raquel. Yeah, it seemed like she had a really good 2025, like midway, like through the year. I think when Liv Morgan went down, she left. I think it kind of made Raquel kind of step up because I mean she was a big deal in NXT, man. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, she just kind of got lost in the shuffle. But I think with Liv Morgan leaving, it kind of helped out. Yeah, it gave Abby now just a completely different look. She used to be wearing cornrows. I guess they, kind of trying to make her look a little bit more softer, I guess. I don't know, man. I think she underrated too. A little botchy at times, but I think she's pretty good in the ring. WrestleMania loves storylines. I mean, yeah, but you want storylines that make sense.
Me and you. What are you going to do? Play? You're going to stand there like a little bitch.
Oh.
Next week.
Yeah. That's going to be a good match. That is going to be a good match. Man, that's going to be a classic. Austin Theory being in a vision is a setup. He's just an inside man for Seth. I agree. I thought that too. Because if you notice he using a curve stomp. Like, why are you using a curve stomp? Right? That's the question. But yeah, I can believe that. And then it probably can set up like a baby face run because Seth gonna end up being a baby face when he come back. And guys come back from injury, they always the become a fan favorite. I'm happy for Maxxine though, man. I mean, if you think about like where she came from, like, man, she couldn't go in the ring at all, man. And you could tell like Becky Lynch is like taking a liking to her and stuff like that. I think Maxxine Dupri, if I'm not mistaken, got married over the weekend and Becky Lynch was there. So you can tell like she kind of taking under a wing. And like I said, Becky Lynch is at a point where she is just like trying to elevate like the younger talent. Like you remember she had that nice little lengthy feud with Lyra Valkyria. And I think Lyra needed that, man, because it showed like a different side of Lyra that a lot of people needed to see. Now, I still think she kind of lost in the shuffle a little bit, but it kind of helped her. But I think the best thing they can do for Lyra Valkyria is to turn her into like a heel. Because like some of the promos she was doing on Becky Lynch and also the way that she was working, it was almost, like it just made you think of a bad guy wrestler. So I don't know, man. I think a lot of people waiting for Bayley to turn on her. I think she needs to turn on Bayley and become, a bad guy. But that's just me. But anyway, Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. Becky Lynch in a Pac-Man outfit, taking on Maxxine Dupri in the angel white. What's y'all favorite wrestling matches? Man, I got so many I can't even tell you how many great wrestling matches I had. But my favorite is Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc. I believe that was 98, if I'm not mistaken. Or 97 or 98, whatever one where Rey Mysterio, he wore the purple, outfit. That's my favorite. That's my favorite match ever. My favorite match ever. I will put Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, steel cage match. That's one of my favorite matches when Bret was feuding with Owen Hart. I gotta put like WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. I mean, it wasn't the greatest match I ever seen, but it was like one of the matches that stood out to me. I remember like watching that match. My uncles at the time, they used to go to Blockbuster Video. Some of y'all I'm about to lose when I'm talking about Blockbuster, but when I was a kid, people would go to the video store, get a VHS, all right? And they used to always get these different VHSs of WWF at the time. And WrestleMania 6 was like the first VHS that I actually remember like watching vividly. And I think that was just one of those matches that just always stuck out to me. So it's like one of my favorites. But Ruthless Aggression era was my era. I am 32. I mean, I can get down with you, who that, you know, like I was a teenager during that time, like, you know, during the time of the Ruthless Aggression era. You know, when John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Batista, Randy Orton, that's when like they came. Shelton Benjamin, that was my era too, man. I like Shelton Benjamin during that time. Him and Charlie Haas was the world greatest tag team. I like Los Guerreros. This was during the time when Edge was like kind of like one of the, I think it was called like the SmackDown 6 or something. Like, you know, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. Like they were the ones that was like dominating the show. You know, that was like my favorite back in the day. But yeah, I mean, I was a teenager during that time. That's when John Cena was out there wearing the matching tights. I can remember when he wrestled Kurt Angle on SmackDown. I remember when I first seen John Cena. Yeah, so I definitely remember the Ruthless Aggression era. Spike TV. Yeah, who that? I didn't have cable growing up as a kid, man. So I used to watch UPN, channel 54. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all, if y'all from the city, y'all know what I'm talking about. UPN. That's where it used to come on when I was I used to have to hear about what happened on Raw from my friends at school that had cable, or I can kind of like convince my grandparents to let me stay over by the house on Monday night. They had cable and I can watch Spike TV, but nah, I used to watch SmackDown, man. I didn't have cable, so I used to have to watch that regular TV, channel 54. Says I remember Raw was TNT and SmackDown UPN. Yeah, it was on USA. Raw was on USA, and then you know they was on USA, and then they moved to Spike TV, and then back to USA. Yeah, but yeah, Spike TV, that was like, you know, the little, I guess they made the channel like for, you know, I guess like the college frat boy. That was Spike TV was. Just think about a channel for some frat boys, you know what I'm saying, in college. That's what Spike TV was designed. TJ, same here, bro. My papa had cable, not my mother. Yeah, I didn't have cable, man. I grew up, I didn't have cable at the house. I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to remember the time we had cable. We probably had cable like maybe 2-3 times, something like that. Right? I mean, most of the time it's like my grandmother, my grandparents were the only ones I know that consistently had cable. Cause y'all know, man, shoot, man, cable prices wasn't no joke back in the day. I mean, sound crazy now, but you know, a lot of people couldn't keep that. That's why a lot of people had bootleg cable. Had that cable man that probably got fired. You know what I'm saying? Still know how to hook you up. Come give them a one-time fee of $20. Don't act like y'all uppity. Y'all know about bootleg cable, man. Y'all know about the bootleg cable. Y'all, I came by some of y'all houses. I seen that cable wire that was coming from the street all the way to the back window of the house. Bootleg cable. What about the early Hardy Boys and Christian and Edge? Oh yeah, and the Dudley Boys too. Yeah, them ladder matches. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can remember like we used to have fun days at school. I hate to just disrespect this match. The match is back on. Women's Intercontinental Championship match. We got Maxxine Dupri against Becky Lynch. I'm picking Becky Lynch to win this match tonight. Who y'all got? I just think it makes sense. We're heading towards WrestleMania season. The only reason she loses tonight if AJ Lee she interrupts this match. But anyway, we used to have fun days over at the middle school, and they used to bring the projectile. And I can remember like one of the teachers, he was a wrestling fan. He brought WrestleMania 2000. And y'all remember that ladder match, the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian? man, everybody was losing their mind. Even people that didn't watch wrestling, they watched that match. Everybody like, oh, it was just so crazy, man, to see these guys jumping off that furniture, man. I mean, you had Jeff Hardy jumped off top of the stage. I mean, crazy, man. Crazy work. Yeah, those were some classics right there, Alf. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, Raw 2. Yeah, man. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, the greatest wrestling. It was voted the greatest wrestling game of all time. Like, now, it's nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what a lot of people kind of fell in love with, the whole nostalgia thing. But me personally, like my favorite wrestling game of all time is WCW versus the World, man. That was my favorite one. And I used to like Legends of Wrestling too, man. But if we talk about the SmackDown series, yeah, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. They were in a bag with that. I mean, I just used to like picking Rob Van Dam because the impact of that 5-star frog splash, or when you do his finish on a game, it was just dope, man. But anyway, we got I'll get back to you, Dalton. All right, so Becky Lynch. Here we go. Schoolboy by Maxxine Dupri in a easy kick out. She goes right back to the ankle lock. So you got Maxxine Dupri with the ankle lock. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't just think that people really like into Maxxine Dupri like that, like you said. Like, I think everybody was kind of happy because, you know, she won the title because they actually just seen the upset. I mean, y'all know how it go, man. You see a title change hands, you're in a crowd, like, you gonna go crazy anyway because, you know, on TV, you know, it's like, but I don't think people really too much cared or invested in Maxxine Dupri enough. I think they should have like gave her like some matches where people can actually see what she can do. She only had like one match that I can remember on TV after she beat Becky Lynch. So a lot of people aren't investing in a superplex. Okay. And a DDT. Good sell by Maxxine, though. She sold that DDT. Like, she got dropped clean on her head. So that was really good. Like I say, she's got better in the ring, but I don't think too many people are like just investing in her. I don't like, they didn't put her on TV enough. Like, I feel like if you have like an underdog, you need to have her like winning some matches and stuff like that. Like, give her 15, 20 minutes. Give her like some of the best talent like that can actually lead a match for her. But they didn't do a good job. They didn't do a good job really promoting her. That's why I don't think people don't give a damn right now. All right, I'm going for the manhandle slam. Bicycle kick, no good. You see, it's like, I don't know, man. It is stiff, man. Stiff match. Like, you can tell, like, Becky tried to give her like a back slam, you know, like a suplex, and it's like she was late, and so they had to like kind of reset. Now she going for the ankle lock. Yeah, she definitely green. But I think she has talent, though. She's much better than what she was. Good German suplex, good release. Like I said, like she's gotten better in the ring. I just think that they haven't done a good enough job for people to care about her. Oh, and a kick out. Almost had her. You remember when Vince McMahon did what? You remember when Vince McMahon got in the limo when it blew up? I thought he really died. Man, you can't get those these days back. You're right. But you know what killed that? I mean, you know what like killed that storyline, don't you? It was the next week. Chris Benoit ended up doing what he did to, you know, his son and his wife. Because you remember they were supposed to have this big investigation and all that kind of stuff, but then, you know, Chris Benoit, that incident happened and it forced Vince McMahon to get back on television. But probably was for the best anyway. You know, I hate that it happened the way that it did, but that storyline wasn't gonna go nowhere. Would have been interesting for maybe a couple weeks. What though? Okay, all right. I'm like, what the world? I don't know. That just looked too choreographed for me. I like. All right, so she got the ankle lock on there. Becky Lynch pulling it back, holding the rope. But I told you. It was for the best. Like I said, we getting towards WrestleMania season. So now you got AJ Lee chasing something. So Becky Lynch can hold on to it. So y'all already know the World Heavyweight Championship ain't changing hands tonight. That's kind of how it go. Like they, if you have a couple of championship matches, you got that main event everybody looking forward to. All of a sudden, like everybody else lose the championship, so it make you feel like, oh man, we might see the World Heavyweight Championship change hands. Yeah, but like I said, I mean, it makes sense though. Paul. I just think it makes sense. It makes sense because Maxxine Dupri, y'all, I mean, come on, man, y'all watch this match, and I mean this respectfully because I don't want to sit up here. I think Maxxine, she working hard, but nobody cared. Like nobody cared. Nobody was invested in an Intercontinental Championship run. Oh, we got my boy Oba fit. Wait a minute, Oba, he coming to Monday Night Raw? Oh man, what y'all think about Oba Femi, man? I like him, man. He definitely gonna be world champion, man. He definitely gonna be world champion. But anyway, yeah, man. I mean, y'all heard that, man. Like nobody was, man. You can hear a mouse peeing on cotton in the crowd. Like nobody cared about an Intercontinental Championship run. It was, and like I said, this basically just sets up AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. So Stephanie Vakir look like she's gonna address the crowd. So that means she's gonna go out there, say 2 words, and somebody gonna interrupt her. Because as y'all know, like she's from Chile and she's still trying to work on her English. So, and I'm not just saying that to be funny. That's the actual truth. She been she really been working on it. So that's the reason why you don't really see her like having like these long exchanges, because that's WWE trying to protect her as she tries to kind of master the English language a little bit better. But I mean, everybody knows Stephanie Vakir, she can go, man. She definitely a beast in the ring. That Eminem Godzilla song slap. Over to Raw, I'm with that. Yeah. I mean, you already got Carmelo, you got Trick Willie over there on SmackDown. I mean, and then on top of that, Raw, they need to be shaken up just a little bit. And I don't think it's just gonna be Oba and Trick Williams coming over. I think you're probably gonna see some more guys coming over. But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think Ricky Saints she'll be there much longer. I think that they probably can maybe, push him over to the Raw side. Because I mean, I don't really think he needs to be in NXT. I understand like why he went, but I don't think Ricky I gotta start, getting used to calling Ricky Saints. But Ricky Saints, I don't think he really needs to be in NXT. Kind of like Stephanie Vakir, like they had her in NXT, but she really didn't need it. And they only had her there for like maybe a month, but Julia probably could have stayed there. It's unfortunate, but she just hasn't like, and they both international superstars, right? So you can't say, oh, it's the language barrier, because look at Stephanie Vakir. I mean, I guess, she has, the devil's kiss, what I'm saying, that move that Booker T kind of, is synonymous with, but I don't know. It just, Julia like never like really hit. So I don't know what they need to do. Hello Pink People says golden, not black. What's going on? Watching the WWE Raw. This is a watch along right here, man. So if you're into wrestling, come on and stay with us. And if you want to tag along, you can turn on Netflix and you can watch it with us. I mean, so Man, they got more people in here than I thought. Got 131 people watching this. It's not bad for something I haven't done in a while, and we back at it. Well, we got some wrestling fans up in here. Okay, I see y'all, man. Shouts out to you. Hit that like button. Subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and put the for those that haven't seen it, you're probably watching on a different platform. All you have to do is just go over to the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel, because starting next week, that's how we're gonna be watching it. We're gonna be watching it over on that channel, so I don't want you to be able to miss it. So we're gonna start getting better and better at it. It's been a while since I did a wrestling watch along. So I know I ain't got the bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff as some of these other channels do, but hey, like, we just having a good time watching it. But so WWE Unreal, do y'all watch that on Netflix? And how do you feel about that? Like, some people feel like, pulling back the curtain, and revealing the fourth wall, so to speak. A lot of people feel like, that kind of tainted. And it doesn't like Paul Heyman is a fan of the show either. Yeah, man. I mean, I just think that some things don't need to be exposed, man. I mean, I don't know. But I guess, like I said, we grown. We watching Netflix. We know wrestling isn't real, it's predetermined. I don't want to say it's real. I mean, them taking all them bumps and stuff, that is definitely real, but it's like predetermined. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people feel like, maybe, just kind of keep the mystery a mystery, but to be honest with you, if you had those DVDs back in the day, when they talk about the life of a wrestler and all that kind of stuff, you kind of knew that, it was predetermined. CM Punk, a hypocrite. He buries the talent. He no longer voice of the voiceless. Look, man, I have never really been a huge fan of CM Punk. Like, I'm gonna just be real with you. Like, he just strikes me as a person that feel like he just much better than what he actually is. Like, I think he's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but like, what match did he what talent did he elevate? Think about this. Like, him talking about he the best in the world. Like, he's been in the ring with some of the greatest workers of all time. Like, so of course you're gonna have a good match with the Undertaker. And when Undertaker was in his prime, of course you're gonna have a good match with Edge. Of course you're gonna have a good match with John Cena. Like, these are really good in-ring performers. My question is, like, who has CM Punk ever elevated? Like, who is he ever, like, what match did he ever lead that you can just sit up here like, oh man, this guy is a much better wrestler because he wrestled CM Punk? Everybody that he has had a historic feud with has already been established as a superstar. But I think he's a really good talker. He's really good on the mic. And, but at the end of the day, I never really truly been a huge CM Punk fan. Like, I just never really understood the hype. Like, I think he can talk really well, but I think that, I think he's much better. I mean, he believes he's much better than what he actually is as a performer. This Stranger Things theme is silly. Yeah, it is, man. But, hey, corporate, man. Y'all already know TKO, they're going to get that Skrilla. All right, we got the Usos on TV. Oh, me, Us. Day one, just me, Us. Day one, just me, Us. Day one, go line them all up, drop them down like this. Hey. Hey, I don't care what they talking about, man. The internet wrestling community can hate on Jey Uso, man, but he be having that crowd rocking. I have been in attendance when Jey Uso was in a building, and I tell you, man, that crowd lost their freaking mind. He actually walked right past me. It was on SmackDown. I was at a SmackDown show out in Columbia, South Carolina. And I'm like getting popcorn and nachos for me and my wife and Pat. And y'all know, Jey Uso comes through the crowd. So he just walked like right past me. And he's short, by the way. I'm actually taller than main event Jey Uso. Like, I couldn't believe, I thought he was much taller than what he actually is. Like, I'm actually taller than main event Jey Uso. That was pretty cool to see him, though. He just walked right past me. What y'all think, man? Y'all think Jey Uso gonna turn on Jimmy, man? That boy Jimmy got them teeth fixed. Y'all see that boy? Man, y'all see that boy smile? That boy got them veneers. He always had them teeth. that boy Jimmy got them veneers. Boy got that Roman Reigns smile. Boy, I'll be smiling on TV. Boy got them veneers. I don't care, man. I'm a Uso fan, man. They be hating on that man. City. One of the old writers just exposed Triple H about that Chosen. But you're right. What did you say, Chosen? Says Triple H needs new writers. He's looking like Mickey Loomis of the WWE. Hey, I don't think it's that, man. I mean, y'all heard these stories. They talking about they allowing AI to write scripts. I don't know. Like, I don't know if they doing it or not, but I've heard like reports about them using AI. Maybe they phoning it in. What does Jey Uso need to do this week? So I don't know, man. I don't think the booking has been that bad. I think that you got to think about this. This isn't Vince McMahon no more, right? You basically, we're gonna carry this thing through, right? I mean, this is TKO. You got a lot of executives that don't know nothing about wrestling, right? And so a lot of this stuff, probably out of his hands. He said 2 up in here. Hey, Jimmy Uso a better talker than Jay, though. And it probably, if he didn't have some, he made some, mistakes in his youth. So I think that probably WWE didn't trust him. Yeah, because I mean, Jim, like, it's not like, oh man, Jay is just so much better than Jim. They got the same moveset. He's a better talker. I just think that, he got in a lot of trouble, beginning them, them DUIs and stuff like that. Like WWE, like, man, we about to put this scrap on this boy. But he had, like, if we talk about, like, okay, if he didn't have all that going for him, it probably would be Jimmy instead of Jay. At some point, Jay will turn on Jimmy. I can see it happening. Yeah, I mean, it was just that is one thing, Chosen, right? It was like he started spazzing out after he lost the tournament. I think it was the John Cena tournament, and nothing came of it. So y'all see, they got Jackie Redmond out there. So, like I said, they'll put somebody out there to lead the interview, or they'll probably have her like maybe say one sentence and then somebody else come out and basically just dominates the promo. But, I guess, like I said, man, you just want to kind of keep her strong. I mean, because, I mean, she got aura about her. I mean, she can go in the ring. She's an attractive woman. So, man, they already look at her as being marketable. So they just want to, I guess just, make sure that they don't put her in a precarious position. What up, TJ? What's your thoughts on Chris Jericho is coming to WWE Monday Night Raw? I mean, if he does come, man, I think it'll be great, man. Because I mean, you think about Chris Jericho, if he's not 60, he's close to it, and you don't have many championship matches left in you, right? So it's only right, let him come back, do a little something, get inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, and and probably just do something backstage, rather it be a part of creative or maybe be like a manager or maybe even, be at the commentator desk. I don't have no problem with it. Jay and Jimmy is better as a tag team. Yeah, I mean, because that's all they've been. And then the tag team division needs it. They need they need like a credible tag team. Let's see. Jay gets the reaction though. He's more over. Yeah, he gets the reaction, man. But I think. But okay, so let's just say if Jimmy Uso was doing the same thing, coming out to the same song, doing the same moves, he would be just as over as Jay is. I mean, they look alike, they twins, so that could have easily been Jimmy doing what Jay's doing right now. Y2J should come back. He elevated stats more than Punk. Yeah. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be, mean or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, who has CM Punk ever made? Like, who has he ever made? Like, you can say, I mean, think about all these different like superstars that John Cena has had like fused with, like guys he has like, gone toe to toe with. He's elevated guys. Like, he's elevated guys. He has allowed, different like superstars to like get the rub. Like you think about Triple H. I mean, he elevated Batista, right? WrestleMania 21. Then you think about like Kurt Angle, like all those different like, matches he had with Brock Lesnar, a young Brock Lesnar, right? Undertaker, a young Brock Lesnar. I don't know. I'm just saying, who has CM Punk ever elevated? See, that's one right there. Alberto Del Rio, right? I mean, he beat John Cena for the United States Championship? Stephanie Vaquer are still WWE Women's Heavyweight Champion against Raquel Rodriguez and Nikki Bella. Yeah. Yeah, somebody would just talk about Raquel. But yeah, I mean, like, and she's doing some of her best work right now. I don't think she needs to beat Stephanie. But yeah, I mean, if they have her winning the Women's Royal Rumble, like I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm just saying. I mean, I could be wrong here, but isn't her slamming her leg in a boot? Isn't the boot designed to like absorb shock? I mean, I don't know. Tahada bomb, by the way. But anyway, like, isn't that designed to like protect her? Like, if she was a sling, I don't know, man. I think it should have been more vicious if she would have took the walking boot off. I mean, I'm just saying, wouldn't it be more devastating if she actually took the walking boot off? Like, what are you stomping on? Like, I'm like, I don't know. like, I don't know, man. It's little details like that, though, right? I mean, I think that she should have taken off the walking boot because I don't know, because she walks out there because I mean she's out there with a walking boot, so it doesn't look right in the first place, right? So why do you like just take the walking boot off, right? I mean, because everybody knows, like, man, she must really be in pain if she got a walking boot on. So attack her from behind, take the walking boot off, and then work on her leg, unless she like really hurt. And they don't want to, really hurt her, or re-aggravate it or something, but that just didn't make sense. Like, you stomping on a walking boot. I don't know. I mean, I look, I think that it give her a little bit of edge, which I feel like Raquel Rodriguez needs, but I think it just would have been more devastating and really drove it home if they would have took the walking boot off. It just didn't make sense. Like you basically hitting a big a big thick piece of plastic. Shoot, you might hurt your own leg trying to stop her walking boot. Just got here. Bron Breakker is the only young guy that can believably take over for Roman. I don't know, man. You got some good superstars out there, man. I mean, I still believe in Austin Theory, man. I think that they just need to kind of hit the reset button on him. And you got a couple guys, and then you got a few in NXT. I feel, coming along, like Obafemi. I still, I don't know, man. I like Trick Williams, but I don't know, man. Lil, 1975-ish, I don't know if he's trying to be The Rock or Ernie Ladd. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Like Ernie Ladd used to be like good with the catchphrases and stuff like that. But you can tell Booker T is working with Trick Williams. Like you can tell like just by like his head, like movements and stuff. Y'all know how Booker, like when somebody just say something unbelievable, Booker just turn around like this, like look him straight in the face. Trick Williams kind of do the same thing. You can tell like he has taken on like some of Booker T's mannerism. Punk can put someone over tonight. All the people he put over in title matches are Hardy, Taker, Rock, Del Rio, Seth. They are all established. I'm just saying though, like think about this. Okay, Jeff Hardy was the champion. If anything, Jeff Hardy put him over. You got to think like, man, think about how hot Jeff Hardy was. Like Jeff Hardy, he got solidified when, I don't know if some of y'all saw this, but if you have not, check out this is going to sound crazy, a Monday Night Raw match, Jeff Hardy against The Undertaker. And The Undertaker just beat the living hell out of him, like the whole entire match. And, and The Undertaker end up like just, winning a match. It was for the Undisputed Championship. And Jeff Hardy gets to the top of the stage. It was like, I'm still standing. So the Undertaker goes up there, raises his hand, give him the stamp of approval. After that, like they send him to SmackDown, and that's when you start to like see Jeff Hardy like win the WWE Championship. Because think about it, his first time winning the WWE Championship, he beat Edge and Triple H in a triple threat match. So if anything, Jeff Hardy put him over. Seth Rollins, like you said, was already established. I mean, this wasn't a time where, he was in a Shield, like right after the Shield. Berto Del Rio, I get, like, did he put him over? I mean, like, Del Rio was kind of already established. One of the largest Royal Rumble in history, like had his own ring announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez, like, man, he already had his own thing going. He was already over. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm just wondering, like, who, like, I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm serious. Like, who has CM Punk put over? Who has he put over in his career? Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. Like I said, just take the walking boot off, man. I'm telling you, it'd be way more devastating. She must really be in a walking boot. Like, y'all sound ridiculous. Like it seemed like it'll hurt her foot more than it'll hurt Stephanie. Adam Pearce stay kicking somebody out. Don't he kick somebody out the building every week? Drew McIntyre, get out of my building. Bron Breakker, get out of here. Adam Pearce kick somebody out the building every week. I was 2002. Jeff was in the ring that time. Yeah. See, I was just watching something about Victory Road 2011 yesterday. Not Jeff Hardy. Oh no, that was terrible. him against Sting, and he can't. And he came in, peeled out his mind. That was terrible. That was terrible, man. Yeah, definitely one of his finest hours. But Shoot, that was one of the reasons why WWE left WWE, because they kept on giving him the drug tests that he was failing. But you know, TNA, they just wanted his star power. I don't know, man. I hope they don't do something crazy, because like I said, TKO does own WWE, and have Logan Paul winning a Royal Rumble. Nobody want to see that. Nobody want to see that. I think Logan Paul is a good performer. Like he's like really good for somebody that ain't been wrestling that long, but don't nobody want to see no Logan Paul winning no Royal Rumble. Nobody want to see that. Probably except for Jake. He did put over a Shield when they first came. I guess Del Rio with Money in the Bank and let me see, Hell in a Cell, but very little. He put over the Shield. I mean, I don't know. He put over the Shield. Now I do know that the Shield was supposed to be his idea. He talked about how he didn't want Roman Reigns. He wanted Chris Hero at the time, but you know, of course, the company wanted Roman Reigns because he wanted Moxley, he wanted Rollins, and he wanted Chris Hero. But you know, they instead of Chris Hero, they ended up putting Roman in that spot. I'm saying he put over the Shield, but I'm talking about like not just like a one-off. I'm talking about like he was going at it with like somebody that created a feud and it elevated that person. Like think about this. Like think about like Mankind, Mick Foley, right? Mankind was the champion. Triple H was the young upstart, right? But you have to think about it. Triple H was like a blue blood at the time, right? Nobody really took him serious as a tough guy. So he had those series of matches that were like hardcore, death-defying matches, and all of a sudden it brought up his credibility. I'm talking about something like that, like a wrestler, like you can sit up here and be like, man, I'm the wrestler I am today because I had that feud. I don't know, man. I just feel like he's been in a ring with really established superstars. Now that's a credit to him, you know, that he's able to climb the ranks to be in those moments, but I just never remember him elevating nobody, like having that feud with that young upstart. And like I said, Bron Breakker, this could be his guy. Like this could be his moment, or maybe it's just the fact that, you know, he did lead wrestling for all those years and didn't get opportunity to do that. So I don't know. I love watching all the toughest guys stories about Haku. Yeah, this is Haku with Craig, man. Bit somebody nose off. Someone with the cowboy hat spotted in the backstage. I'm a sales guy at Hearst in Houston. I met the Hardy Boys, real cool dudes. Yeah, man. I mean, I've met the Hardy Boys before. I met quite a few wrestlers, man. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. This is one of the main reasons why, you know, I think I am the way I am when it comes to like people that's like famous or whatever. Cause I'm like one of those people, if I admire somebody, I don't want to meet them where they just ruin the experience. And one of my favorite wrestlers, like as a teenager, was Rob Van Dam. And I can remember we was in JFK Airport. I was in New York. I was flying back to New Orleans, and I guess SmackDown was in town or something like that. So they were waiting on their plane. So it was a bunch of SmackDown superstars. Like I seen Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, the Dudley Boys was in there. Rey Mysterio was on with the sunglasses on, and Rob Van Dam. I mean, he was sitting in a full court, and you know, enjoying some nachos. I'll never forget this. So me and my boys walked over to him and stuff like that, you know. And you know, I ain't no wrestling etiquette time. I'm like, you know, RVD, I can get your autograph. And you know, he was kind of like snippy. He was like, I'm trying to eat, man. And I was like, okay, all right, you know. But to his credit, after he finished eating, he did call us over. But I can remember, like, I was excited. I had the pen in my hand. I mean, I had the like paper that he was gonna sign. And he ends up pulling out like these business cards with his autograph on the back. And it was for his comic book store in San Francisco, man. I'm like, dang, bro, you can at least sign my paper, but I don't know, man. Like every experience I've had with somebody like that, I was like, man, that person like seemed like they're pretty cool. And I meet them, and it's like, I rather like just admire people from afar, man. Admire them. But I will say, like, since I have been in a sports realm, everybody that I have like admired, like in the world of sports, and I end up meeting them, some of the nicest people in the world. Like I never forget, like I met Brian Baldinger at the last combine, like NFL combine, like one of the nicest people I ever seen. Like he was like getting some popcorn to enjoy the combine, and I just say, "How you doing?" I mean, he stopped and talked to me, gave me advice and everything, man. So I mean, in the sports world, they cool. Like famous people that I've seen is like, Eric Bischoff was best Raw GM of all time. Teddy Long was best SmackDown GM of all time. Yeah, I mean Bischoff did have a good run, as the GM. I mean it's hard to kick against Teddy Long. I mean he did it so long, and so I agree, man. I mean I think they were more memorable GMs. I mean, Stephanie, the McMahon Helmsley era, like they weren't bad, when they was running the show. Got a little bit redundant, but they weren't bad. But yeah, we're talking about like on-screen GMs. Yeah, it don't get no better. Now, I like how they're allowing Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis just to strictly do that. Like, even though I know probably more than likely Nick Aldis is gonna come out of retirement. And I'm pretty sure he probably would wrestle Randy Orton. Like, I mean, the way Randy Orton just constantly RKOs him. But anyway, I like how they keep these two guys like backstage, because if man, Adam Pearce is a wrestler too, and he's pretty damn good. Like, especially when he was, in Ring of Honor, like he was damn good. And then Nick Aldis is really good as well, man, from his time, he was in TNA, NWA. So I just like the fact that even though those guys can still go in the ring right now, they just kind of keep the main thing. And I think that in the process of that, they'll probably, establish themselves in the realms of time as GMs. And if you're not going to be like a memorable superstar everybody talk about, at least if they're talking about running a show, at least your name will come up. Because like you said, it's like we talking about Teddy Long and Eric Bischoff for it. About 20 years later. So I don't know about y'all, but I love Lara. Like I like Lara Valkyria too. I just she missing something, man. I think the feud with Becky Lynch really helped her career. I really do. I think that when she first got to WWE, to the main roster from NXT, she was just a really good, technically sound wrestler and just come out there with the bird wings. And that's what people knew her as, right? Just that. But I think the beef that she had with Becky Lynch and some of the matches that they had fighting over the Women's Intercontinental Championship, I think it helped her for people to kind of see that she actually has some range. I just think that she'll be better as a bad guy. I think that people are waiting for Bailey to snap on her. I think that she needs to turn her back on Bailey and become a bad guy, because she can work stiff. And by that, I mean, a physical style. Like when she was going at it with Becky, they were having like these drag out brawls, and like she almost worked as if she was a heel, because it was like the storyline was Becky kind of pushed her to a wit's end, and she kind of just took the gloves off, but in the process, she kind of worked like a heel. So I just think that maybe they may need to approach that. And it's just in time for WrestleMania, because I'm pretty sure they'll probably have those two wrestling, since Bailey missed WrestleMania last year. Let's see. I feel like they're not using divas right now, in my opinion. You said not using divas right now? Or can you elaborate on that, Dalton? What you mean by that? I love me some Lola Vice. Yeah, I think a lot of people like Lola Vice. Damian Priest loves Lola Vice, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, I think she's pretty solid in the ring. I think the first time I seen her, was, I'm gonna be honest, I have not watched her NXT work, but I have watched her perform in AAA. So in AAA, it's a completely different style. And but I mean, it wasn't really much to write home about. So maybe her work in NXT is just a little bit better. You know, I think a lot of people just, you know, like her because of the assets that she possessed. But like I said, in AAA, you know, she's still a tad bit green. But I think this Liv Morgan's like first match on television, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Liv Morgan remind me of, like, not as far as like looks or anything like that, but her story almost kind of similar to like Trish Stratus. Like when Liv Morgan first got in WWE, like she couldn't really wrestle it well, but she like just constantly went to the performance center, stayed working with Natalya, working with some of the coaches and stuff like that. And she became really polished. And now, man, she's like one of the top women in the company. And think about this. All this started from the fact that I think she had like a 75 or 76 on WWE, video game. And she was like, next year I'm gonna have an 89. She ended up, I think, getting a 90. You know, all that's what motivated her to kind of, you know, step up her game. And like I said, man, she's like one of the top superstars, you know, in the women's division. Let's see. Yeah, her assets definitely. Well, a lot of people like I said, man, but you know, Liv Morgan has come a long way. I said, I mean, Lara, she probably like one of the most technically sound wrestlers, you know, in the women's division. But like I said, man, it's just, man, a character needs work. Like people got to care about you, man. My goodness. And that was she meant to fall like that? I'm saying they're not using divas right, like not utilizing them. I was saying like that. I don't know, Dalton. You know, to me, I think the women's storylines like better than the guy storyline. And then honestly, I think the women's work, you know, in the ring has been better than the guys. Like the Kabuki Warriors against Alexa and Charlotte Flair, I think they had a really good match. Bailey had like a really good match with Roxanne Perez a couple weeks. Like I think that the in-ring work is top notch, you know, and some of the storylines definitely like from the last like couple WrestleManias. Like I think the women like storylines have been like heavily invested in by fans more so than the guys. I think the Roman, Rollins, and Punk like storyline had some legs too, but I don't think that it was like, I don't think it was a better storyline, or they didn't have a better match than Bianca, Rhea, and Io. I just don't. Maxxine is horrible in the ring. And she's gotten better, Jimmy. Like she's gotten better. That's the crazy thing. You know, but I think she's still a little green. You know, you can tell like she gets a little nervous, but I just think over time she continues to work, and you know, she'll get a little better. Let's say hi. I don't mean to bother you, but that WWE event is boring. Is even embarrassed, is sinking. Please, America, wake up. This triple was Zagorvian is going to ruin it. This new era is garbage. Look, is wrestling what it used to be, my friend? No, it is not. But at the end of the day, I mean, things evolve. I mean, you think you live long enough. Like they say, man, you live long enough to be the hero, you're going to live even longer to be the villain, right? I mean, when you was growing up as a kid, you liked everything. Everything was cool, right? Everything was amazing when you was a kid. Then all of a sudden you grow up and it's like, oh, man, what they doing now? What they like, wrestling has evolved. It's to a point where the fourth wall has been lifted. Everybody kind of knows that it's a work, right? People know that it's not real. And I mean, people always know that, but I mean, it's amplified now, right? So the mystique of it is kind of, you know, is gone. But I think the love that people have had for wrestling, especially like individuals my age, I think that is just what keeps us around. my motivation is like, my son. I have a 6-year-old son, for those that don't know. And, I think it's just something that we can just bond together. I mean, his eyes just lit up, when Cody Rhodes came out when we went to a SmackDown event, and when he was able to lift his hands up and down to see Jey Uso. So, if I could keep like something like that alive for me to be able to one day take my son to WrestleMania and he's just excited to see all his favorite wrestlers, why not? But I mean, it's not going to be the same, man. It's not. If you live long enough, you live long enough, you're not. I mean, things are just going to kind of like lose, the luster, so to speak, right? But I don't have an issue with it. I just think that it has evolved. It has evolved. But there is, I will say this, there is a character issue that they need to work on, because you have John Cena, he retired. You got Brock Lesnar talking about he about to retire. Randy Orton, AJ Styles talking about he want to go on a, a retirement tour. Undertaker already retired. Kane gone, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Like it's a change of the guard. Like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, he's sometime. So he only wrestle like for big events. Seth Rollins, he's your bell cow guy, but he the wear and tear on his body from matches in the past. You got Drew McIntyre, but these guys are like getting up there in their 40s, man. So they need to like push these younger superstars. That's the reason why I feel like they trying to elevate a Bron Breakker. They bringing in these guys like Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, doing a package for Obafemi, Gunther, and even Gunther like 38. So I'm just saying, man, they need to build a superstar. I'm not seeing too much charisma from these guys. Like I think that Bron Breakker, he's good in the ring. He's much better than a lot of people give him credit for on the mic. But you need some more Bron Breakkers. Like who gonna be his edge to his John Cena, right? Like who gonna be his Shawn Michaels to his Brad the Hitman Hart, right? I mean, for every hero, you need the villain and vice versa. So who's gonna be that guy? So I just think that they need to start building some of these superstars, man. I mean, like looking at this WrestleMania package right here, man, these guys in their 40s right now. Everybody at that table 40. They are going to have a problem when older wrestlers retire. And that's my whole point. Like they need to start elevating these stars. That's why I feel like it was just a huge mistake. Like, I mean, they like you see who up next. Like I said, Bron Breakker, Dominic Mysterio. Like I said, you need to put Theory back in that thing. Like, man, bro, if they would have elevated Theory and not like took the foot off the gas with him, Bron Breakker and Austin Theory could have fed families for the next generation, right? Like those could have been your two guys. Now they still got a chance because Theory is like only like 28, Bron is 27. So I mean, they still can main event, right? They still can, grow up in a business together. But like I said, they need to elevate these superstars, man, because they got an issue, man. I don't see nobody commanding a room like a Roman, right? I mean, or Seth Rollins. How do you value night one of WrestleMania? You said, how do I value it? Like you're talking about how do I look at it? Now I'm gonna answer this question in several ways because I'm not sure what you mean by it. Do I like that they added an additional night of WrestleMania? Absolutely, because being somebody that's went to WrestleMania 3 times, man, that is too damn long to be sitting up there watching wrestling. Like 6, 8 hours, right? But yeah, I like the fact that they add an extra night. As far as like night one, who do I feel like should be the main event of night one? Man, well, I'm pretty sure that you probably gonna put Cody Rhodes against Randy Orton or something like that. That probably can be a main event. That seemed very night one-ish. No disrespect to Randy Orton, but Yeah, what it is. CM Punk night 2. Like I think, like number one, you should give CM Punk that night 2 because he main evented night 1. It'd be great if you give him night 2. Who would be his opponent? Maybe Brock Lesnar. You know, Brock Lesnar, or whoever wins the Royal Rumble. You know, what people want to see CM Punk against Bron Breakker main event WrestleMania night 2. I don't think so. You know, could Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes goes into the Elimination Chamber, goes up against CM Punk night 2 of WrestleMania. That can be a possibility. I can see that happening. You know, Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk, World Heavyweight Championship, or you know, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, night 2 of WrestleMania for WWE Championship. I can see that. But I don't know, man. Like, are you too early, man? Like too early in the campaign of CM Punk's title reign. Like who did CM Punk beat? Like he ended up winning a tournament, right? You know, beating Jey Uso to be World Heavyweight Champion on Saturday Night Main Event. What that happened like? I feel like that happened like maybe a month, 2 months ago. Like how long has CM Punk been champion? So I don't know, man. I think you have to let this end with a smize or something, like a bunch of commotion. Or you gotta, if Bron Breakker loses, you gotta make it in a way where like somebody like really cost him. Like somebody came in and, you know, really caused him to lose. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do this. I would not take the title off CM Punk. Doesn't make sense right now. Doesn't make much sense. But if they do, then I don't know. Like, what was the point? I mean, you could probably say that maybe it was going to be designed for Bron Breakker to beat Seth Rollins eventually, which I think that's probably what it was going to set up to be. But I don't know. I don't think that they need to take the title of CM Punk tonight. I think that, you know, you let this end in some type of commotion, maybe like a surprise return or something like that, or somebody that nobody expected to be in the building tonight. I don't know, Roman Reigns come and spear Bron Breakker or something. Y'all know something like that people didn't expect. Because it's not night 2. I am in agreement with you. The last couple of night 1 main events have been better than night 2. Night 2 has the biggest attraction, which it should. Like it should. But the night 1, like Roman Reigns and The Rock tag team match with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, that was better than a main event. Like the ending, people like went crazy for the ending of that WrestleMania because all the people that showed up and interfered. But I think night 1, that tag team match was better. I think the tag team championship match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens was, you know, against the Usos when they won. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I thought that was a good one. Kevin Owens against Stone Cold Steve Austin when they had the, you know, unsanctioned match. Like a lot of, well, I can go back with Sasha Banks against Bianca Belair. A lot of the night 1 main events have been better than night 2 main events. Even the one was last year, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. It was a better, it was a better main event than night 2 with the John Cena thing. So, bro, why WWE turn out Titantron and entrance? It makes the entrance look more real and badass. I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know, you don't have the same you don't have that same guys in the truck, you know. You don't have them no more. You know, they got the TKO producers now. Yeah, you don't have the same people in the truck no more. Let's see. Punk will lose the title at WrestleMania to Breakker, and Seth Rollins will show back up and start a feud with the Vision. I agree. I think that's the best. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't think that. Look, you already gave the crowd 2 title changes tonight, right? Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, new tag team champions. Becky Lynch wins back the Women's Intercontinental Championship. There's no need. Like I said, Punk has not had the championship long enough. He hasn't had it long enough. Like who has he defended the championship against? I'm just wondering. Not too many title defenses here. So I think if you beat CM Punk tonight, it makes him look relatively weak. Unless you about to like something like really catastrophic is gonna happen. Like I said, a return of Chris Jericho, and Jericho causes him like the championship, where you can set something up between him and Jericho. I don't know. But it have to be something of that. Like that's like it have to be like a complete seismic shift in order for people to respect this title change. If it's just about as clean as a whistle. Yeah. And I just thought about the guy's name in the truck, Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn used to be, the guy, the longtime producer of WWE television. Jim Cornette's best friend. LA Knight should deserve a title run. Will he win a Rumble and be now? See, that's somebody. That's somebody that that's believable. Oh, CM Punk. Y'all see that jacket? For those that may not understand the symbolism of this, though, that is a Letterman jacket that has been synonymous with the Steiner brothers. And of course, we know Bron Breakker's father is Rick Steiner, who was one of the Steiner brothers. They used to come out there with the Michigan Letterman jackets on. So a little shot at the Steiner brothers, or homage, if you will. But Bron Breakker, I mean, he definitely is the guy up next, man. He definitely the guy up next. You tell they are putting the rocket on this dude back. They are trying to take him to the moon. But yeah, I do believe that LA Knight deserves at least a title run. I'm not a huge LA Knight fan. I don't know, man. I think he's just the next guy, right? And what I mean by that is there's always the sympathetic favorite that everybody just automatically just falls in love with, and why not him? And then all of a sudden he wins the championship, or she wins the championship, and then all of a sudden they get, I'm tired of them, and then they start looking for somebody else that they feel like has been oppressed. So I don't know. I just think LA Knight is the next guy. And that's why I feel like WWE isn't really caring that much. That's why, like, if you support a guy, you should support him, or you support a woman, you should support him. Like, and be willing to roll with him. It's too many times where people want to see somebody thrive, or, oh, this person should be in the main event, and then all of a sudden they become a part of the main event, and then the next thing you know, you just throw them away after they reach the goal that you feel they should obtain. So I don't know. And I think that's why WWE don't really care about what fans think no more. This why Punk good. The crowd sings his song, Big Pop. I mean, I didn't say he wasn't good. I never said that. I just said that I don't think he like that great. Like he's a solid worker. He gonna do some things, he's like really good at bringing a crowd in, which is something that I feel like is a lost art at times. Like he can make you feel, and that's something that wrestlers don't really do these days. They just try to get their stuff in. Then it's on to the next thing, no selling, right? I mean, somebody just put you, through 3 tables, you getting up like you Undertaker, But I mean, he's a he's a good in-ring psychologist. But you know, I seen better in my lifetime? Yes, I have. But thank you very much, Tom Brady, for the 279. That look on Paul Heyman's face says it all. I don't know. Paul seems to always have that face, Paul. Paul always has that face, Paul. Let's see. I hope we see a Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. Just a short match will be good. You know what, Colton? Did you hear about The Rock possibly having some heart issues, man? I don't know if you've been seeing pictures of The Rock lately, but you know, he has slimmed down tremendously. You remember he gained all that weight so you know he could play the MMA fighter in that movie. And you know, all that working out and stuff like that, man, I put a lot of strain on his heart. So, man, last time I seen The Rock, man, Rock looked like he was about 240, you know, 230. So I don't know, man. I mean, that can play that can put a monkey wrench in the plans, but I just think, man, it was. Man, they were about to do it, but everybody just once again fell in love with Cody and you know, put Cody in the main event. And I don't know. I hope it happens because you know, The Rock, he's no spring chicken either. I think The Rock got to be about 55, Roman 41. So they better get rolling if they want to make that match happen. I like Punk, but Orton my favorite. That's who I grew up with. Yeah, I like Randy Orton too. I think that Randy Orton is definitely the most polished superstar, one of the most polished superstars of all time. You know that you ain't about to have no funny business in the ring. And then, you know, he's a good performer. You know, he's a good performer too. These damn Cody crybabies. Yeah, man. Look, I just think sometimes wrestling fans ain't even about like, oh, I just want to see this so badly. Sometimes I just feel like people just want to like shake the establishment or something. Like, who hasn't really had a title shot? Like, cause think about this. Y'all remember like a couple months ago, R-Truth, you know, got let go by WWE. Everybody, we want Truth, right? Truth came back, worked with Cena, came back, interfered in a match, and nobody, like, he cut his hair off, had this bomb ass promo where he cut his hair off, and everybody just going nuts. Oh man, oh snap, man, R-Truth, man, they about to do something, and he went right back to being that comedy figure that everybody knew. So and people could care less, or I don't know. It's like sometimes I just think that people don't even really truly be caring about, you know, some of the things they be talking about. I just think that they just want to, like, you know, be contrarians. I mean, Cody could have waited. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could have had, like, Cody going up against Seth Rollins. It was understandable. Right? I mean, it was understandable. And people would have, you know, people would have forgave it when they seen The Rock come out and Roman Reigns come out and people just losing their freaking mind and giving you that Hulk Hogan Rock moment. Y'all remember when Rock wrestled Hulk Hogan at, I want to say WrestleMania, what was that? WrestleMania 17? Was it 17? But anyway, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the flash bulbs up in there. You know, like, or was it 18? Because 17 was in Seattle, right? Well, anyway, one of the WrestleManias. Everybody just lost their freaking mind. Everybody just lost their freaking mind when that happened. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, man, people would have understood. And for all my wrestling fans out there, what is your favorite WrestleMania? What's your favorite WrestleMania? Your favorite WrestleMania of all time? WrestleMania 18. Okay, there we go. WrestleMania 18 with Hogan versus Rock. Because WrestleMania 17 was WrestleMania 17 Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon? Oh, was it 9? Nah, yeah, it was 19. It was 19 because Hulk Hogan ended up becoming a babyface after the match with The Rock, and he became Hollywood Hulk Hogan again. Well, you know, red and yellow Hulk Hogan. So he wrestled Vince McMahon in 19, right? So who did Vince McMahon wrestle? Was it Shawn Michaels? Or did Shawn Michaels, was that the one with Shawn Michaels? I'm all over the place. But I believe in Seattle, Shawn Michaels wrestled Chris Jericho. Right? So he wrestled. I know he wrestled Chris Jericho in Seattle because that was like one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time in some people's book. When did he wrestle Shawn Michaels? Was that when did Vince McMahon wrestle Shawn Michaels? I don't think that was it. It wasn't WrestleMania 20, was it? So I don't know. But at the end of the day, he says mine is WrestleMania 17, like the one with Chris Jericho wrestled Shawn Michaels. Man, that card was off the chain. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up and tell y'all this card. All right, so this was the card of WrestleMania 17. All right, so I'm gonna start at the bottom. This was the gimmick match. You had the Iron Sheik, Sergeant Slaughter, Hillbilly Jim, Kamala, and Doink. All right, that was the gimmick battle royal. Right. Then you had the 6-man tag match. You had Taz and the APA. They defeated the Right to Censor. Then you had a triple threat hardcore championship match. Kane defeated Raven and the Big Show. That was a triple threat match, right? Now, some of these people like, man, okay. But I'm telling you, go back and watch that. You had Eddie Guerrero for the European Championship against Test. China versus Ivory. It was like a little brief moment where China turned heel, right? And she was just dominating the women's division. Kurt Angle against Chris Benoit. Chris Jericho against William Regal. I get, man, what did he wrestle Shawn Michaels then? The Undertaker defeated Triple H. Then you had Edge, Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys in a TLC match. Shane McMahon defeated Vince McMahon in a street fight. And then you had Stone Cold against The Rock in the main event. All right, so I mean, the match so far is going according to plan. You want to make Bron Breakker look strong, right? You want to make him look dominant. Make him feel like, okay, man, CM Punk in over his head. You know, the young upstart getting the best of him. You know, WrestleMania 10, yeah, Brett versus Owen, that was really good. And then, look, the crazy thing about it was Owen beat Brett the opening match of WrestleMania 10. And then you remember, Brett and Lex Luger wrestled Yokozuna in the same night, right? So Lex Luger ended up losing the first match versus Yoko, and then Brett came in and won the championship at the end. But Owen beat Brett to open up WrestleMania 10. Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels in that ladder match. Yep, that definitely is a classic. But yeah, I remember that because y'all remember the Royal Rumble. Bret Hart and Lex Luger, both of their feet hit the floor at the same time. So instead of having a triple threat match, probably would have made sense. But you know, during that time, they weren't doing too many triple threat matches in the 90s. So, you know, you had Yokozuna, who was about 560 pounds, had that man out there wrestling 2 times in one night. But yeah, WrestleMania 10 definitely was a classic. All right, we're seeing some complete domination right now by Bron Breakker. All right, so we talk about your favorite WrestleMania. What is your favorite WrestleMania? You can put it your comment inside of the chat. What is your favorite WrestleMania? All right, really good knife edge chop right there. Shot to the face, and a shot of his own, and a chop of his own by CM Punk. Another chop, got him in the corner. Oh man, vicious. It was different time back there, yeah, man. But that was during the time where, you know, the fourth wall wasn't revealed, Tom Brady. You know, that it wasn't like that. Everybody just kind of, you know, took wrestling for what it was. It was something that you watched, you kind of understood what it, you know. Well, I can't even say that because when I was a kid, like, I can remember, you know, like, my favorite wrestler getting beat up, and I'm asking my mama, can I mail a letter to the hospital or whatever? Like, so. Oh man, that look kind of. Let me see. Did he get all of that gut buster? Let me see. Oh man, and man got his toe. That what he. TJ, do you remember Val Venus? Hello, ladies. Yeah, I remember Val Venus, man. Val Venus. they for those that don't know, Val Venus was like his gimmick was he was a adult film star, right? But he had like mannerisms and stuff like that of a ravishing Rick Rude, right? But yeah, I remember Val Venus, really good, solid work in the ring, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, like this is something y'all may not know. A lot of guys, when they wanted just to kind of have a match or they had like a tryout, they would actually go and ask for Val Venus. Yeah, man, because they talked about how good he was in the ring. Yeah, Val Venus was like well respected as far as being a really good solid worker. I think that's why he stayed around so long. He had those different gimmicks, and he was in Right to Censor, and then he was Chief Morley or whatever like that when they gave him his real name. Yeah, and then but he always had a job. R-Truth wrestled John and Rock in 2011. In 2025, he was a joke. Yeah, I think that's what it was. He was a comedy act, and I think a lot of people wanted Truth on the road because the wrestlers said, man, all that traveling, being away from home, the hustle and bustle, the grind, you need those guys on the road that can kind of keep people's spirits up and keep people smiling and laughing. And R-Truth provided that. I mean, R-Truth was like really loved in the back. But, at the same time, do I feel like, like people really just cared that much that R-Truth got fired? Not really. It just, this my moment to shine here. You think my dog Tatanka should be in the Hall of Fame by now? I thought Tatanka not in the Hall of Fame. Tatanka not. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I would like it. Was he like the most well known wrestler? No, but I think it like when we talking about 90s, new generation era. I mean, Tatanka, he definitely was a part of that, along with the British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, Razor Ramon, Big Diesel. Like he was there, Tatanka. He was with Ted DiBiase with the $1 Million Corporation, just a bunch of misfits. I think it was him, Bam Bam Bigelow, and I ain't gonna I mean this respectfully. Bam Bam Bigelow was pretty doggone good, but I'm just saying, like, they faction didn't make much sense. It was a Urinar Shyster, who for some of y'all that don't know, that's actually Bray Wyatt's father, Mike Rotunda, Ted DiBiase, Bam Bam Bigelow, Tatanka, and it was somebody else. But yeah, I think Tatanka like had some feuds. Went after an Intercontinental Championship a couple times, didn't win it. And then he had a run again in the Ruthless Aggression era. I can remember they did vignettes for him making a comeback, and they didn't really do too much with him. But yeah, I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, nah, he botched that. He botched that. But you see, that's what people like. And the thing about it is, these dudes probably gonna have a really good match. And one thing people gonna be talking about, they're gonna keep on showing Bron Breakker slipping off the top rope. Yeah, you could that wasn't supposed to happen. He was supposed to do that Hurricane Rana off the top rope. If he meant to block that, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna set up the spot again. All right, kick him off the top rope. Now you're gonna run up it again. Let's do the spot again. Yep. Scott Hall was amazing. The NWO changed wrestler. Yeah, Scott Hall to me was the greatest gimmick, the greatest like wrestler that never was world champion. Like even Ted DiBiase, I know some people don't want to like record his championship, because Andre the Giant won the championship on Saturday Night Main Event and gave it to Ted DiBiase. So the next week, fictional GM President Mike Tunney, you know what I'm saying? He can end up coming out like tell it like they were gonna have a tournament, and that's when Macho Man Randy Savage won the championship at WrestleMania 4, I believe that was. But Scott Hall to me, definitely one of the greatest wrestlers that never won the world championship. But I think it was one of those situations, man. A lot of people didn't trust Scott Hall because, he had a lot of demons, man. Alcohol and prescription medications and stuff like that, man. And it was hard for people to trust him. And I think he probably would have been world champion in WCW, but that's when like he really took a downward spiral. Because, man, these dudes had all that guaranteed money. They basically wrote their own contracts. They only had like a handful of dates. So a lot of them, and basically they had creative control. So they can just go out there, I don't feel like wrestling tonight. I'm going to do this promo, and them dudes just chunk up the dudes and drink all night, TJ, I figured out your wrestling name. You'll be Bourbon Street Bad Boy. It sounds like a tag team or some faction. The Bourbon Street Bad Boys. Got legs though. Definitely if it was old territory days, that definitely will work. The Bourbon Street Bad. Can you just think about wrestling like, in mid-Atlantic or something like that, or when Junkyard Dog was down here, tearing it up in New Orleans and stuff like that during the territory days with Jim Cornette and stuff, the Bourbon Street Bad Boys. He talking them through it. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of carrying in these matches, man. Seeing a lot of carrying in these matches. A lot of talking to these young cats, man. But I'm going to just chunk this up to just being nervous, man. I mean, this is like his first real true time, like being like really promoted to be that top guy. I mean, when it was in NXT, he had like high profile matches on the NXT stage, but as we see Paul Heyman on the apron, so here come the the antics. So here we go. We got the Vision coming out here, getting involved. All right, so Austin Theory moving out of the way. All right, so yeah. All right, yeah, that's about right. Get the referee out of there. One, two, kick out. Come on, man. You ain't gonna beat him like that. Man, why are the referees made out of glass? Since we talking about the referees, like it just seemed like, okay, you bump a wrestler, they get up after that. Bump a referee out for 10 minutes. Like I feel like, oh, wait a minute, we got Penta coming out. Were you jumping off something? Boy, they giving Dragon Lee some shine, boy. They giving Dragon Lee some shine. I can understand Penta and Rey Mysterio, like they some top-notch luchador, but they really have been pushing Dragon Lee. Yeah, so they're gonna fight off. All right, so that eliminates that. So now you need one person to come out here to to interfere. So, which I don't know. Like, do you want to beat them clean? So let's see. Out of the way. Yeah. Yeah, it was necessary, man. You know, still have them looking strong. I don't know, man. Unless, like I said, unless somebody about to come out here, like you have a person interfere, I don't know how you gonna do it. Somebody go get a chair, playing backfire, or somebody gonna have to show up. So they got a special time. So what they gonna be in Germany? He going for the the boy going for the old man power driver. Man, they don't do power drivers like that no more. That 1985 stuff right there, boy did an old man power driver. Yeah, I mean he needs to kick out, you know. Like you still gotta have him looking strong if you're gonna lose this match. Are you still? Are going for an arm bar? I don't, man. I don't know. I got mixed emotions. Like, if you beat him, do you hurt? Like, do you hurt his momentum? Like, something gotta happen. I don't feel like, you know. You definitely don't want him to tap. You definitely don't want him to tap. I don't know. I don't know. I think you got to be careful, you know, because if he loses this match, he definitely got to win the Royal Rumble. But if you think about it, that'd be like rinse and repeat. They talking to each other right now. Kick out. And if you think about it, okay, so if he loses tonight, think about this. So if he loses tonight, he gets upset, he goes to the Royal Rumble and win it, and then Cat, like, you know, decides that he wants to wrestle CM Punk at WrestleMania. What does that sound like? That sounds like the same storyline from Jey Uso, where Jey Uso lost to Gunther, went to the Royal Rumble, won it, decided that he wanted to face Gunther and beat him. So I don't know. I don't know if y'all want to just do the same thing from last year or not. Want to go through the FTL? Yeah, you definitely can't have him tapping now. You can beat him tapping. That's a different story right there. So I don't know if you want to have a rinse and repeat storyline. So Paul Heyman out there. That boy got a satin suit on. Boy, Paul even got a satin suit. Homeboy did on a count of 3. Okay, so here come the interference. Where the interference come? I said, where the interference coming in? Unless he's about to snap off so much, you're gonna get himself disqualified, which wouldn't make much sense. I'm trying to figure out, like, how can they get him out of this match, still keeping him strong, and if like I said, or make CM Punk have a short title reign. Are you about to go for the elbow? Oh. That's pretty doggone impressive right there, man. A lot of people don't realize how far the top rope is from that table. That's pretty damn impressive. And he cleared that table. Man, that's pretty doggone impressive, man. I mean, he cleared that table. I mean, straight vertical leap. Oh, they about to beat him clean. Oh, they about to beat him clean. Oh, they done beat him clean. Hey, okay. I didn't think they were gonna let him beat him clean. So this pretty much confirmed it. Bron Breakker gonna win the Royal Rumble. Whose shoe is that? Somebody threw their shoe in the ring? Whose shoe is it? Who the hell threw their shoe in the ring? Hey, look how he cleared this table, man. That's insane. I'm just glad he was able to get his leg under him, man. I'm shocked they beat him clean. So that pretty much confirms it. Bron Breakker about to win the Royal Rumble. So I don't think Bron should have won. I don't feel like he should have won. But I don't think they should have beat Bron Breakker. But I guess like you needed like a way for them to kind of like separate from one another. So I guess I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm on the fence with them beating Bron Breakker clean, man. I mean, this is your young upstart right here. I know some people are like, it's not gonna hurt his push, but I don't know. I think they maybe should have reconsidered that. The wire quotes being used tonight. You come at the king, you better not miss. Look, man, I don't know. I don't know. I just think that I don't like the fact that they beat Bron Breakker like that. I don't. I believe CM Punk should have won. I think he should have won, but I don't know. It was kind of I don't know. It just kind of made Brian look weak. Like he beat him clean. Like he beat him clean. Like no real commotion, no nothing like that, right? I mean, you had like some interference early in the match. They fought off, but then, like, I don't know. I just think that he lost and he kind of looked weak doing it. I mean, he had a good showing, but I don't think people ain't gonna care about that. Like, people aren't gonna go back and watch this match, be like, oh man, look at that Bron Breakker match. Like, nothing really stood out. He's kind of lost clean. So it seemed to me that they probably just going to have him win the men's Royal Rumble, challenge, probably challenge CM Punk again, but this time he's going to be ready and end up winning, which, like I said, it's the same storyline from Jey Uso. Jey Uso wrestled Gunther on Monday Night Raw, lost, was like, man, I could beat Gunther. I could beat him. Then he goes to the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble, challenges Gunther, makes Gunther tap out, win the world championship. I'm just saying, like, I just hope that's not the case. I hope it's not the case. But you know they're going to put Bron Breakker in a high-profile match. The only way you can get away with Bron Breakker not winning the Royal Rumble is if the man that he wrestles at WrestleMania is Roman Reigns. That's it. Like, he will main event night one of WrestleMania, right? Main event night one of WrestleMania against Roman Reigns. Like, that's the only way, like, you can get away. But right now, it just looks like he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Like, that's the only way you can get out of Roman Reigns, out of Bron Breakker, like, not winning the Royal Rumble and killing his momentum completely. Because man got future on the back of his singlet. So it seems like they're gonna have him win the Royal Rumble, because think about it, like, who else do you have? Like, who else out here that you feel like outside of LA Knight? LA Knight is like the only other wrestler right now, if you have the Royal Rumble, that people feel like, oh, if it ain't Bron Breakker, then maybe if you want to surprise us, then it's gonna be LA Knight. But I don't know. I just think that this is pretty lazy booking if it ends up being the same storyline it was for Jey Uso. Sting. Talk about Sting one. Old as Sting is right now, it'd be a miracle seeing him walking from the beginning of the ramp down to the ring. And Sting up there in age. Sting got to be about in his mid 60s. But yeah, it wasn't nobody like Sting, man. That was true late 80s, early 90s right there with Sting, boy. We used to wear the colorful outfits. You said who? Sting. I hope you ain't talking about who is in Sting like who we talking about. Come on, man. Who don't? Oh, he said who won? Okay, CM Punk won. I was about to say, man, you don't know who Sting is. But that would be good for promotion. Yeah, I mean, it would. But I'm just saying, with Bron Breakker, would you rather see Bron Breakker wrestle CM Punk again for the world title? Or would you want to see Bron Breakker against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Like, it's almost like a passing of the torch type thing. He beats Roman Reigns clean. Roman ends up, giving him the stamp of approval, raising his hand, shaking his hand. Then, you probably have to become a good guy after that. Like, you probably come out there and be like, man, you ain't get the job done, blah, 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 blah. Then Bron Breakker, night after WrestleMania, becomes a good guy. Probably one of those other guys in a faction with him can be, the person that has the feud with him. But I don't know. Triple H is starting to lose some of his steam from when he first took over, when Vince McMahon sold the company. I just think that, I don't know if he lost his steam. I just think that you don't have enough strong characters on television consistently in order for people to truly care and invest in the product. Does that make sense? Because think about it. We already mentioned, I don't know if you just got here, But we've been talking about how there's this lack of star power that's going on in WWE. And right now, you remember like the ruthless aggression era where Vince McMahon stood in the middle of the ring. He had all of the superstars on the outside on the apron. And he was like, he wanted somebody to grab that, proverbial brass ring. That's where that whole phrase came from. He was like, who has ruthless aggression? That was like, that's where WWE is right now. Like they're trying to find who is going to be the next superstar to take WWE into the next decade, right? You had Brock Lesnar, who they wanted and who they appointed to be that guy, but Brock Lesnar didn't love the game like John Cena did. And John Cena ended up becoming that guy. And Randy Orton, right? And those were your guys. And Edge. And some of these, other guys that were coming along, Eddie Guerrero, right? So right now, that's where WWE is. And I'm saying that because I think that it's not the fact that the booking is that bad. It's just the fact that people don't have an emotional investment in the programs because they don't give a rat's you-know-what about the superstars as much as we care about what's going on with the Shield. Oh, the Shield about to come out here and whoop somebody's tail. People lost their freaking mind when the Shield took on the Wyatt family for the first time, right? Because here you have 6 upstarts, right? Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Bray Wyatt on one side, Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns on the other. And if you think about it, these guys were synonymous, right? Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul, he was, a top guy, multiple time WWE champion. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, John Moxley doing this thing on AEW, carrying that company too. So all I'm saying is they don't have enough stars in this company that people honestly, truly care about and they feel like stars, if that makes sense. I don't think it had look, you can have an Academy Award winning script. If you don't have the stars to put people's asses in seats, nobody cares. You ain't about to take no $200 million and invest it in a person that just came off the street and this is their first movie and you're trying to, you got this bomb script. It's just not going to happen. Script might be good, movie might be good, but people still going to have in the back of their mind, who the heck is this and why should I care? That's what wrestling is about right now. It's about people caring, caring about the product, caring about the characters. And right now, people don't care. People don't care. We just seen Becky Lynch take on Maxxine Dupri. And I mean this respectfully. I don't mean any harm from Maxxine. Like I said, I think that she's getting better. But people didn't give a damn. People didn't care. After Becky came out, they was like, okay, we see a major superstar here. Then Maxxine Dupri came out, and crickets. And nobody really made any noise until they seen the title change. That's a problem. Like I said, you can have the best script in the world, but if you don't have the characters that people actually care about, it's not going to hit home. Who is better, CM Punk or Bron Breakker? At this point, CM Punk. That's not even a question. That's just a fact. Bron Breakker is slowly, coming into his own, right? I mean, he's getting the 2013 Roman Reigns treatment. You know what I'm saying? 2013, 2014. We're going to put him in the middle of the group. We're going to, when we put the match graphic up there, we're going to put him in the middle to symbolize that, he's the guy, right? That's what he on right now, right? I mean, it's going to take some time for him to be a student of the game. Right now, he's a uberly athletic superstar, right? But he just needs some polishing. Triple H suck at booking. They need to fire his stupid ass ASAP. I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I just think that it's more of a character issue. And then on top of that, we got to keep this in mind, Barbershop Window. We got to keep this in mind, my friend. This isn't and I talked about this earlier in this watch along too. Vince McMahon ain't there no more. You got to think about that too. Vince McMahon isn't there anymore. And I know some people like, oh, Vince McMahon was old, out of touch, and the product was getting stale. But at the same time, the biggest issue that people had with Vince McMahon was he didn't he didn't just like kill certain things that just wasn't working. Like he could like see it through or have like this big finish, a big payoff that don't pay off, but he's seeing it through. It's these executives that, that probably don't know that much about wrestling. They oh, we want this guy. Oh, we want that guy, right? Oh, this, like let's do this. Like, think about this. Think about that whole John Cena heel turn, right? They turned John Cena heel for really absolutely no reason. I mean, The Rock talking about he wanted Cody's soul. John Cena shakes hands in a line with The Rock. What the hell happened? Right? Rock leaves, don't come back. Travis Scott just out there, right? I mean, it was a disaster. Couple, leading up to SummerSlam, John Cena comes out there, cut a promo, turns babyface like that. Like, it was almost like, my bad, sorry. Like that's what's going on. So I think it has a lot to do with, man, like it's a different type of vibe, man. It's a different type of energy that's going on right now. And like I said, I just think that the superstars that are superstars are at the tippy top, but they're at the point right now where they're not wrestling on TV all the time. They're more like, main attractions. Like you're not seeing Brock Lesnar on TV every week. Not seeing Roman on TV every week, right? Like they're attractions. So right now, you need to establish your new workhorse that people are going to come into the building. And maybe we'll probably see it. I mean, right now, they're establishing superstars that you need to care about. Like I said, it's new generation, right? After the steroid scandal with Vince McMahon. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin is retired and The Rock is in Hollywood. That's what this is right now. So right now they're trying to find the next Cena, trying to find the next Batista, trying to find the next Brock Lesnar. And I think it has a lot to do with storylines. Thank you, LOL. My son Amir was asking, he's into this. Yeah, man, look. Like man said, I love, love wrestling, man. I've been a wrestling fan since 3-4 years old, man. Long time. But yeah, I mean, look, I just think that it is at a point where people aren't caring about the individuals that they see on TV every week. Like they need superstars. Like there's only a handful of superstars I can say that's new, that's up and coming, that people actually just truly care about. Dominic Mysterio is one. Bron Breakker is another. People actually care about Theory. They're kind of happy he's back. And like I think people, care on Cody Rhodes, but he's been there for quite a bit. People care about Drew McIntyre, but I'm talking about like young superstars. Like when they come out here, it's like, man, like we seeing somebody. I'm here to see this person. They don't have that yet. Like people want to see Bron Breakker, but it's not to a point where Bron Breakker is like, oh man, I came to see Bron Breakker and such. It's like I came to see such and such and Bron Breakker. He hasn't reached that level yet. I mean, he's getting there. They're pushing him to be that, but he's just not that. And I think that's the issue. What y'all think about Monday Night Raw tonight? If I'm giving stars out of 1 out of 10, like most people do, I'll give it a solid 7. I think you have to give it a little bit more than average because you're actually seeing 2 title changes, right? Title changes isn't something that you relatively see on television as often. I mean, I take that back. We seen a tag team championship change hands last week. But you get what I'm saying. Like when people are in the building, they're seeing a title change is a big deal. And, when you're watching TV, WWE, sometimes, when it comes to like some of these shows, you don't really expect a title change. But I will say this, I think that a lot of these title changes is just to try to pop a rating, because it's like, okay, man, such and such won a championship. Oh man, let me check it out. Let me see how they won, right? But I give it a 7, man. I give it a 7. I think they tried to do a little something. I think they tried to oversell and under-deliver tonight. They tried to make it seem like it was just going to be some monumental night. It just looked like a regular Netflix, right? January 5th. They've been promoting this for weeks. Like, we're about to see something like a shocking return or something. It was just basically a regular Monday Night Raw with a couple more championship defenses. That's basically it. But I think we kind of seen it coming. You've seen 2 title changes early in the night. So, people got their little title change fix, and they knew they was going to keep the championship on Punk, which they should have. Don't agree, once again, with the beating Bron Breakker clean, because I'm wondering, where do you go from here? Is Bianca Belair returning to Royal Rumble? She wins the 30 Women Royal Rumble. She's going to face Jade Cargill and Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania 42, Las Vegas. Well, I think the match that makes more sense would be Jade Cargill. We know that they were former tag team champions together. Bianca took her under a wing. There was that little, but I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with having back up. Trying to back myself up. But anyway, I don't agree with having Jade Cargill as a heel. Like, she ends up like turning into a heel, which I don't know if she's a heel or not. I don't know if she's just working more stiff. I don't know. She seems like she's just the same character, like, regardless. Like, she kind of been like the same character. Nothing really changed about her. But I think it would have been more fitting for Bianca Belair, if they're going to have them go to WrestleMania, that Bianca Belair is the heel. And they have the perfect setup, because you got to keep in mind, all right? Y'all remember, like, that whole entire fall where they would talk about who attacked Jade Cargill, right? They took Jade Cargill off TV for several months. She comes back. She attacks Naomi, because Naomi was the person that attacked her from behind, right? It helped Naomi tremendously, right? She was doing some of her best work before she had to go out, on leave, having a baby. But you got to think about it. There was a moment where Jade wasn't talking to Bianca either. There was a portion where, Bianca even alluded to it. She was like, man, Jade isn't even answering my calls. They could set that up in a way like Bianca Belair, orchestrated the hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was the one that convinced Naomi to do it. Because you got to think about it. It's like there were moments where Naomi would go a little further than what she was about to say, and Bianca cut off. All I'm saying is that is a great moment for Bianca Belair to turn heel. And I'm saying this because Bianca Belair going into WrestleMania as a babyface over Jade Cargill, you have to think about it. In most matches like that, who leads the match most of the time? Who gets the majority of the offense? It's the heel, right? The heel is the one that's dictating the match. They're probably the one that's mostly like calling the match. So I don't think Jade is at that point where she can call a match. If it is she going to have to be listening to Bianca a lot? Like, everything that Bianca telling to sell, mess with the crowd. Like, I just think that it would be more beneficial if Bianca Belair comes back as a heel, because Bianca was getting booed anyway. Leading up to the match, that triple threat match, the last match that she had with Io and Rhea, she was getting booed. So, I don't know, man. I think they may need to consider that, but right now, Jade Cargill, I guess she's considered a heel. I don't know. But I think Bianca Belair, like being a heel, would be better in the situation because Bianca can go into WrestleMania as the heel and she can dictate the match. Like, and you can have basically Jade Cargill, like, I don't know, like, let's just say Bianca Belair attacks her leading up to it, like beats up pretty severely. She comes out taped up or something like that, or still aggravated by, the injuries, to kind of, give Jade a out while this physically imposing woman is out here just getting beat to sleep like this in the middle of the ring. So I don't know. Like, but all I'm saying is I think if you're going to do that, which to me, I feel like that's what WWE is trying to do. Like they're okay with Bianca being out, and man, you have to believe like that's a pretty serious finger injury she had. Like if you're gonna be out that long. But at the end of the day, it's like I think that they would benefit more if Bianca Belair would be a heel. When we was coming up in New Orleans, that's all we knew, wrestling WWE. Yeah, man. I mean, the Monday Night Wars, that's when I was growing up. You'll be flipping the channels, right, between USA and TNT. Right? I mean, like I said, when I used to spend the night by my grandparents' house because I ain't have cable, like that's what I used to do, flip between TNT and USA. Like those were the days, man. those were the freaking days. My goodness, man. But what would y'all rate Monday Night Raw tonight? For those that in the chat right now, what would you give it? Like I said, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10 because of the title changes tonight, but definitely felt like just a regular Monday Night Raw. They did a good job at promoting it, made people feel like it was going to be a big deal, like they were going to see something. And, you got a lot of people that were gassed up, thought they was going to see Chris Jericho, but didn't happen. But I'm pretty sure Chris Jericho will show up. He'll probably show up at the Royal Rumble or something like that. If you don't want Chris Jericho to show up in a main event, right? I mean, he is a main event character, but at the same time, I just think that the main event picture is kind of muddied up right now. And, as great as people, would feel to see Chris Jericho on WWE television again, I don't think ain't nobody checking for no main event Chris Jericho, no CM Punk in no WrestleMania. I mean, I'm just saying, like, seeing Chris Jericho going up against, a young, inexperienced superstar that probably need the rub, and he can give him a solid match and give the fans in attendance some nostalgia, but title picture, not with Chris Jericho about 52, 53, man. Like, ain't nobody checking for that, man. Ain't nobody checking for that. Excuse me, 55. Chris Jericho is 55 years old. So, like I said, I mean, I love myself some Y2J, but a 55-year-old Y2J main event WrestleMania being in the top match at WrestleMania, I don't think nobody wants to see that. Ain't nobody checking for that. I give tonight's Raw a 5. Roman should have shown up. Question would be for what? Like, what are you doing? Like, Royal Rumble? What more you can do? Have him work with Bronson Reed again, maybe get his lick back. I mean, I don't know. Like, what are you bringing Roman out for? Like I said, the only thing that can stop Bron Breakker from winning the Royal Rumble if WWE is going to put him in a match with Roman Reigns. But like I said, if you're going to put him in a match with Roman Reigns, like he has to like kill his beef with Bronson Reed. And Roman is Roman is made out of Teflon at this stage. I mean, shirts are going to fly off the shelf. People are going to lose their ish every time he shows up. But I mean, it's been a pretty weak 2025 for Roman. I mean, a lot of, looking up at the lights. Now, you can say, okay, man, he's giving back to the business by giving Bronson Reed a win. Bron Breakker out here, being in a match with him in War Game. Like, I get all that, but I don't know, man. Roman has been like looking pretty weak. So I think that you got to kill the beef between him and Bronson Reed before you go with Bron Breakker. And then, you know, like I said, that's the only match that I feel like people would understand and be okay with, and, you know, give Bron Breakker, okay, man, all right, I see what they're doing here. But if he gets eliminated from the Royal Rumble and lose to CM Punk, like, what are we doing? Like, you got this dude looking weak as I don't know what. So next week, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to do something with Bron Breakker. Like they're gonna have to do something with Bron that keeps that momentum going. Because tonight I think he kind of lost a little bit of steam. I mean, you know, losing clean the way that he did. Like if somebody would have came in, or Bron Breakker would have became so unhinged, he got a chair, and you know he about to hit. I don't know. He about to hit CM Punk in the back with a chair, slingshots on a rope, hits him in the face, and something crazy like that happened. Okay, fine, you know, like, but I don't know, just losing clean like that after like they have built this dude up for months, spearing everybody, whooping everybody. Like, I don't know. I think that was a little bit of a miss. I'm interested to see how WWE is going to build back up Bron Breakker after this loss. I mean, because they hyped this up. Like they hyped him up. He had some really good promos. People were talking about it. His promos were going viral. But I want to see how they're going to hype this dude up. That's going to be interesting. But we'll be back next week talking about Monday Night Raw. We'll see the fallings out, as they say, the olden folk, as they say in the country, the olden folk, the fallings out from Monday Night Raw. As we seen CM Punk retain the World Heavyweight Championship over the young upstart Bron Breakker. We also seen Becky Lynch recapture the Women's Intercontinental Championship from Maxxine Dupri. We also seen new tag team champions Rhea Ripley and Io Sky beating the Kabuki Warriors, the team of Asuka and Kairi Sane. So 2 title changes on Monday Night Raw out of 3 championship matches. We seen the Usos calling out the tag team division. We seen Rey Mysterio giving a TED talk to Dragon Lee and Penta. We seen the Vision come out there, try to interfere in a championship match. We seen the Luchador show up and fight them off. So we're gonna be interested to see how they're going to recover. But if I am a betting man, Becky Lynch will hold on to the Women's Intercontinental Championship all the way to WrestleMania, where she will face AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. That just makes too much sense. And you have AJ Lee win the Women's Intercontinental Championship, give everybody a feel-good moment. AJ Lee, she ain't wrestling I don't know how long, wins the Intercontinental Championship. She's a champion again, right? As far as the Usos, I don't know, man. I mean, a couple title defenses, try to elevate the tag team championship. Who you fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like, who you going up against? What, New Day? War Raiders? Like, what? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Going to figure it out, man. Tag team division is on life support right now. Women's tag team division seemed like it's it seemed like it's gaining some steam. I don't like the hot potato of the tag team championships. I mean, you just had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair have the tag team championships, and then they lose the Kabuki Warriors, and then a couple weeks later they losing to Io and Rhea. I mean, I don't know. I just think that lengthy title runs can go a long way. It makes when a champion loses, it makes it a bigger deal. Like versus like losing the championship like every couple months. Like it makes it taints the championship. It makes it feel like it has less value. Like now, what they're doing with the United States Championship on SmackDown, it kind of makes sense, right? Now you have all those different title defenses. I'm a fighting champion. You're fighting every single week, putting on these bangers every single week is taking a toll on your body. So you can understand why Ilya Dragunov ends up losing to Carmelo Hayes. You can understand that because he's putting the title on the line every single week. I mean, a lot of these people having these championships, they're not fighting every week. And like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. So at the end of the day, it's like You know, I just think that lengthy title runs need to reign supreme, especially for those championships that are relatively new and don't have that much prestige. Like CM Punk's World Heavyweight Championship doesn't have that much prestige. Got to think about it. Like this is the WWE's World Heavyweight Championship. We not talking about Ric Flair and Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes. We ain't talking about that World Heavyweight Championship, baby. We talking about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So I just think that, man, lengthy title defenses pay dividends for newer titles. I think for all titles. The Uso versus the Lucha Bros. I mean, yeah, that would be bomb, right? Ray Phoenix and Penta. Yeah, that definitely would be fire. That definitely would be fire. That could be a WrestleMania match. And I think that can help the tag team division. Penta and Ray Phoenix. But man, they didn't beat Ray Phoenix to hell, man. I thought like when he went over to SmackDown, I thought they was gonna do something with him. Because like out of both of them, like Penta has the most swag and charisma. Ray Phoenix is the truth. Like I don't know if y'all remember like prime classic, like young Rey Mysterio, like when he was like in his 20s. Like that's what Ray Phoenix is, like in modern day luchador wrestling. Like, but Penta has the charisma, and it just seems like WWE wants Penta, and you know they just got Ray Phoenix out there as an enhancement talent. Like who like isn't Trick Williams wrestling Ray Phoenix next week on SmackDown in his debut? You think they're gonna let Ray Phoenix beat Trick Williams in his debut? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you catering boy. Like I'm walking back here, man. I'm seeing you in catering. Oh, I seen what you said in the ring. If you need a fight, come talk to me. Okay, you know, go out there, beat you in 10 minutes. Beat you in 10 minutes, man. Let's see. I'll give tonight Raw 5. I think I already said that. Let's see. It's going to be happening, TJ. Los, I see what you're doing, brother, but that's another story that's another show for another day. So if you want to come troll the show, you know, we doing wrestling tonight. Wait for the please wait for when we do the sports show, then you can come back and be the troll. WWE is scripted. Okay. All right. So couldn't get them with the sports stuff, so I'm gonna get them with the WWE stuff. Yeah, it is scripted. It's predetermined. We know that, but that doesn't stop us from liking wrestling, my friend. But please, make sure you come back when we do the State of the Saints podcast, and you know, I want to make sure that you understand the show we doing here tonight. But I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Let's see. Oh wow, TJ, you watch? Oh, absolutely, Christian. I mean, I love wrestling. Like, yeah, I haven't had an opportunity because man, all those football stuff that I do during the NFL season and college football season and stuff. I haven't really got a chance to do what I'm doing right now. But man, now that the football season is over for the Saints, who I cover, we're gonna, be talking about wrestling. Got other podcasts coming up too, man. I mean, State of the NFL, we're gonna have the live watch along there for those that want to check out the sports channel. And also, man, got another podcast coming up. Now the podcast, I've named it. I'm gonna keep it the same. It's called Therapy Couch, where I just talk about just everyday things in life, man. Family, relationships, etc., and just take questions from people. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing this off season, man. As football off season, I'll still be doing football stuff, but be doing wrestling, just everyday talk, and also just the NFL season until the Super Bowl is all said and done. Gotta mute the trolls. They think they matter. Yeah, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day. At the end of the day, man, I respect everybody's opinion about how, but at the end of the day, it's like, man, I don't know. At the end of the day, people gonna say what they gotta say, man. The fact that people stopping by to even make a comment, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, good or bad or whatever is going on. I just hope that they're enjoying themselves while they're here. Hey, dude, don't come on TJ podcast talking about we go, yeah, man. Look, we gonna say that for another day. Like I promise you, man. I will answer as many questions as possible on the state of the Saints and other football platforms that we have. But I appreciate everybody. It's amazing how many people, that come over from the sports channel. A lot of you, man. A lot of you there in the chat here, because from the Saints channel, and it's amazing how many people like wrestling, man. That's a lot. It's quite a few of you. That, man, I appreciate that, man. Y'all definitely could be doing something else. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. And we got 197 people watching this across platforms. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button one more time if you want to join the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. Please do. We're going to be not only doing watch-alongs, but I'll go more in depth, about Monday Night Raw, some of the other wrestling storylines that are going on. Like I said, now that I have some time, man, we're going to really get into it. So if you like wrestling just as much as I do, man, like hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and, I really appreciate that. But thank you all for chilling with me, watching Monday Night Raw. We'll be back here next week. Will Bron Breakker get his get back on CM Punk? How are they going to write Bron Breakker's character? Are they going to make him strong? Are they going to have him whooping somebody's tail next week? Are they going to, have him come out here and declare that he's going to enter the Royal Rumble? You got to do something with Bron Breakker to give him some level of credibility after this clean, definitive loss to CM Punk. Now, you can say, oh, man, he's young, he inexperienced, he wasn't ready yet. He don't know what he don't know. But I don't know, man. I mean, how many times are you going to use that? By the way, TJ, this your boy Kai the Great. Oh, okay, Kai, man. Shoot, man, shouts out to Kai, man. Good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you. Man, Kai, man. Oh my goodness, man. Kai been around in the beginning, way in the beginning. Like, man, I'm talking about, I don't even think I was on screen when Kai was around. Jeremiah, good streaming on your channel, TJ. I appreciate that, Jeremiah, and thank you for stopping by. And thank you to each and every one of you that have stopped by. And once again, please hit the like button and subscribe to the TJ Knows Wrestling Podcast channel. All right. Till next time, I'll see you down the road.